Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hey everybody. Hey Heather, how you doing? Heather, I want you to come on up here tonight. We going to have some grown folks conversation. Did you check out what the title is? Oh yeah, my Easter was great. Hey Joshua. So tonight the subject is, do you tell your family member or friend that their significant other, partner, lover, husband, spouse, anything goes nowadays. Do you tell them that they're being unfaithful?
Yep.
Okay, let me see. All right. So now we're gonna
Absolutely.
try this new streaming, because we can stream to everybody's platform now. This is a great feature. And I want men to chime in on this as well. I go and I get on the men's panel, so I want some of the men and different people to come up. Now, where did you new go? Okay, so I'm gonna let me acknowledge everybody that's in here. Now, together, are you able to run this on your channel? Do you have it running on your channel?
We're trying to see what's going on. It's not streaming.
My bill is paid.
Yeah, we're trying to see how to make it do it, but it's not doing it on ours.
Okay, wait a minute. Hmm. Hold on. Okay, I wonder when I did that other show, did I have it set up on this phone or did I do it on this? Stay right there. Hey, Purgatory Paul, how you doing? Oh, I'm glad I got some people coming in here. Um, Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna come right back. I'm going to come in on another device. Hold on, you stay there. I think when I set this up, I set it up on the device and not my phone. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. We're still here. Just give us a second. We got a little technical difficulties going on. We ain't going nowhere. We in here like swimwear. Hi, everybody. I'm just running my mouth till she get back. How y'all doing? Okay, you knew should be coming back up. Hello, lady.
How's it going? How's it going? Where'd she go?
She
She's
says she's
trying
going
to.
to do something different. Are you streaming from yours now?
No, it's not even doing it. It's not even giving the option or anything. How's everybody doing in the chat? Yeah, I don't even have a chat thing, so I don't know. That's weird.
Child, I just don't know what be
I don't
going
know.
on.
Sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't. Sometimes it feels like a nut. Sometimes it don't. Just saying.
Well, it's about to crack open now. Oh, y'all forgive us. We just me and you knew talk like this all the time. Both of us is like missing a few screws and marbles. What's paid mine too. Good thinking, Miss April. How you doing, Heather?
Hello.
Purgatory Paul. Woo. What's up, Purgatory? Atmos in the house. I said Atmos. I can't do the Romy wrong voice. Atmos in the house. I said Atmos in the house.
I think she's got more than two screws loose.
Woo, yes I do. Yes I do. Yes I do. Yes I do. I like your live Atmos telling all them secrets and stuff. I like that. He said I'm dead. Don't die on me now. Don't die on me. No, please don't do that. Somebody said allegedly. Okay, we got to know what the allegedly. Miss April said, "Hush, Atmos." Oh my God, y'all! I need some coffee. Like for real, for real. I need some coffee. That's what
She needs
happens when I
some.
lack caffeine.
Yeah, she needs some
Don't
milk.
don't start with me. Don't start with me. I'll get Papa on you.
Oh, tell him I said hi.
I will. Miss April, we up here like two fish hanging out the water, waiting on some dates. Just kidding. Steve Gilmore in the house. How you doing, Steve Gilmore?
Hey, how's everybody doing? Hello, hello. We're just up here clowning.
I know. How was y'all Easter? How was y'all Easter yesterday, y'all?
It was good.
Mine was
Yeah,
okay.
I had a good one.
I girl, I was around a little girl. She was so bad. I swear to goodness, I had to pray. I had to repent. I had to dip myself in some of that ham
Holy
grease.
water.
I had to girl, that little girl was so bad. Oh my God. That little girl was so bad. I mean, I'm telling you, I was just it was like I was picturing myself. I don't spank kids. I don't spank
Yeah,
kids. But
I got
Jesus
you.
Christ, let me tell you, this little girl,
You almost had it.
they need to cancel all rules with her. She was look, they made an apple pie and they put it up on the table. Her mama wasn't watching her. And that
Mm,
little girl crawled. I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, your baby. That baby crawled up on the chair and the mama kept saying, get down while she eating. I'm like, I know you don't think I'm gonna get up and get your kid for you. So I
right.
sat there and that kid stuck her whole hand in the apple pie, honey. The whole
Wow.
apple pie.
Wow.
And everybody looked at the mama. She still eating. To my she do stuff like that. Like, really?
Did she also start counting to 10?
Girl, she didn't count to nothing. She was counting how many forklifts she can do. She that little girl when I don't call kids bad, but this little girl was bad. She kept snatching off her pull-ups, and she took a crayon and was writing in the carpet. And child,
Mm,
she tried to climb over the kid's safety gate, and
mm,
I was just sitting there minding my business. And baby girl, let me tell you, I had a flashback. That little girl walked over to me and cold cocked me.
mm.
Girl, my hand stopped in mid punch because I had to realize this was a 2-year-old baby. I said, everybody looked at me. They said, you got good control. I said, you better get your child. You better get your child. And I don't understand parents that think these bad kids. That's so cute. No, no. No.
Mm-mm.
If I would have had them toy handcuffs, I would have handcuffed her to the hot chair. That little girl was bad. That means her mother allowed. Yes, exactly, exactly. And her mom did not. And then her mom kept telling the older
Oof.
sister to get the baby. The older sister snapped on her. Was like,
Okay.
"This not my baby. It's yours." Okay, now she back.
Okay.
That's how my
So,
Easter went.
oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let me be quiet.
Oh no, I was telling about this bad little girl on Easter that cold cocked me, and I swung and I had to stop in mid punch because I had to realize it was a 2-year-old kid. That little girl was strong, and her mama just let her
Oh,
wreak havoc all over the house.
Mm, mm,
girl.
mm.
So how was y'all Easter?
Oh, my Easter was great. I had
Yeah.
some, cousins to come over yesterday, and we laughed and talked, and we laughed about being woke. I know Easter ain't about the Easter bunny, and we laughed about that, and I had a great day. Then went down, and it was a restaurant that was giving away free meals, so I went and got 20 meals and brought them back to people in my building so they would have an Easter dinner.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
I should share the pictures. Oh, they on my phone. So anyway, but it was nice. I was able, to feed 20 people yesterday. Well, 19, because of course I took a meal myself. So I was able to feed 19 people. So they have this new um, feature on StreamYard, everybody, where they can stream, but you have to be on a computer or laptop. And me, I got so happy that the ladies wanted to do this show. And I thank the men that's in here too to get everybody's opinion on the topic. And so, are you guys able to stream now?
Uh-oh, she fell off. No. We have to
Huh?
be on we have to be on it too because I'm on my phone.
Oh,
Yeah, my
okay.
computer is in my room and hubby's sleeping.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Okay. So, who wants to start off and give their opinion on the topic? And I can have up to 10 people on the panel. I want to
Okay.
have some adult conversation about realistic things that are going on in the world. Um, and as you
Together.
can
You playing
see,
peekaboo?
a lot of this is
No.
going on. So, who wants to start first? I'll mute my mic.
Together.
Girl, you better
Oh.
go ahead.
See how rude she is, y'all. Okay. So the reason
Two
why
chains.
I would definitely I would definitely let them know because I wouldn't want them to be made a fool of. And two, I would want them to tell me.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Go for it.
What if you tell that person and they get angry with you for telling them?
Okay, so most likely they will because they're going to be like, "Oh, you're lying." Well, if you have proof, you can't be lying, right?
Right,
So if they do get mad at you for telling them, then guess what? They're going to get over it sooner or later.
right.
That's just like a death. To them, it's like a death, especially if they're seriously in a serious relationship or marriage. It's like a death when something like that happens. So of course they're going to get mad at you.
Yeah, yeah. I think that I would me I would come I would come at a different angle because I did have to actually tell someone that their significant other was cheating. I was smart about it though. I knew what a person was gonna be. So what I
Oh,
did was like, hey girl, let's go get something to eat.
oh my goodness.
So we went, and lo and behold, guess who he was there with? His new boo thing. So when
Mm,
she saw it, I didn't have to say nothing because it spoke for itself. That's how I would do it. But then I was there with her afterward, and I
right.
was like, a listening ear. I was comforting her. I let her say whatever it is that she wanted to say, vent, get angry.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, if you decide to take him back, it's not my choice. It's not my place to judge you. Because we got to understand one thing, people. Love is the most powerful thing on this earth besides hatred. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Love
Yes.
will make you do some things that you would have normally never done in your entire life. You will allow a person to, some people will, not everybody, will allow a person to mess up and they'll take them back. And sometimes people just have low self esteem where they just deal with it, but
Yep.
I would definitely speak up.
Mm-hmm.
Miss April, how about you?
You might want to
Okay.
unmute.
Okay, I just had to unmute my mic. Okay, so me, I personally think that most people know when they significant other, husband, or whoever, I think they already know that they cheat. Would I tell them? I don't know. Because um, if they decided to kill them or shoot them, then I would feel like I was responsible for their death.
Right.
Um, because people are crazy now. Y'all need to be careful now with who
Right.
y'all meeting up with now. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
the word, how you
Say the
doing?
word.
I'm doing good. How you
Hi.
doing,
Me,
people?
I
Hello.
don't. Well, most people know that if I told them that I would be telling the truth, because a lot of times when you tell people stuff, the first thing they want to say is you jealous of them, or you don't,
Yep.
because like um, I'm not married, so that's why I'm saying I want to break up their marriage. Like you say, people will transform on you in a minute when you telling them something that they don't want to hear concerning a person that they love. So, ooh, it would be a hard call, but I would be leaning more so um to no, I wouldn't tell.
Okay.
Word, you got the floor.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Um, it's just due to past experiences. I would have to say it depends on the individual. If I feel like I can approach the person and they trust me, I just come out and tell them. But I had an experience where I told someone, showed them proof, and I didn't know they actually had an open relationship. So, um, it depends. Honestly, I just wouldn't come out and just tell someone. Like I said, if I felt like they was approachable and I knew the circumstances of their relationship, then I'll tell them. But like sometimes people aren't approachable, and you'll end up losing someone, a friend or family member, because you did tell the truth and tried to expose. So I've been on both sides of the spectrum. So I just learned to mind my own business.
Hmm. Okay, what about if it's a life and death situation where the other person could possibly have some type of disease and that you could end up having it because you're with that person?
Right.
How would you feel
So
if they got AIDS because you didn't say anything?
again, I mean, I had to feel like it's impactful. Can I approach this person? Is this person, uh, there's a connection between me and this person? Is it a bond there where they trust what I say? Because, just like I can tell them, and they believe me, I can tell them and they won't, and it'll happen anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right. I mean, right. I understand what you're saying. I mean, I'm thinking we're talking about like type friends, like best friends or friends that you can confide in, that kind of friend, not somebody you just met off the street or you've only known them for a short minute, but somebody that you're really bonded with and you confide in.
yeah, I had a cousin that I grew up with. Me and him still don't talk, even after he found out the truth. You know, because I told him. And uh, like I said, I don't know who said that, but love, that's powerful. It's a powerful thing. And when we told, it was multiple. It was three of us who was telling him because we physically seen her cheating with another guy. And one of my other cousins knew the guy, so he ended up getting details, and she was reckless with it, and he fought my one cousin because he wouldn't stop saying it. So I mean,
Oh wow.
yeah. So and and our family is still kind of um, in disarray because of that one incident. And even after she found out the truth, I guess his pride and a lot of stuff was done that we still not close. You know, so like I said, I
Yeah.
lost a family member because. So that's what I said. It is all if the person is approachable. I mean, that's just what I learned through my personal experience. But
Yeah.
some people will be approachable where you can just, hey, this is going on. I had a friend where I just felt it. She was flirting with me, and I told him, I said, hey man, I don't think she. And he said I got the same feeling. Then a week later, he ended up finding out she was cheating on him. And man, him was, man, him still cool, but he's approachable. He trusts my um my instincts. He trusts my intuition, so I can,
Right.
talk to him like that. So that's why I say it all depends on the individual. I feel some people you will be able to approach and tell, and you should, but then it's sometimes, people have to learn things for themselves.
Right. Um, I'm looking at this comment I put up here, and I kind of agree in a sense. In a sense, I agree. Because he says, I'm probably going to address the cheater and give them the option to come clean, or as a true friend or family member, I feel obligated to inform the person, But me, I feel like this: some cheaters are extremely crafty, and if they know that you know and you're giving them the option to come clean, they'll slowly manipulate and start trying to make that person feel like you're jealous or you don't want to see them together, or they'll do something. When you have a cheater, you're already a manipulative person because you're hiding something. You're not being forthcoming, saying that, you found somebody else and you rather be with that person. You're trying to have a party, cake and ice cream and the works too. So those people can easily like manipulate your mind depending who you are and say, well, baby, don't you notice every time such and such comes around, she's always giving me this kind of look, and because she's so entwined, yeah, I notice. Well, this and that, and whatever story that person wants to come up with, they'll feed it into that friend, and then that friend will start looking at you crazy. And when you come to say, hey, guess what, I told whoever, Dwayne, that I was going to inform you that he was cheating. He told me you was going to say that. See, he was right at first. I thought he was full of crap, but now he proved my point. You jealous, like Miss April said. What you think about that? Hello.
I think that, yeah, I think that's all facts. I actually seen that play out in my face, and the cheater was so convincing. I was questioning, like, hold on, it was between some friends, and I know, my one friend, he's just like real polite and nice, and I'm looking like, are you flirting? She turned it back on him, like, he been flirting with me, he liked me, and my one boy, they was about to fist fight, and come to find out, she was cheating. So you're absolutely
Right.
right with that.
Yep. Cheaters are manipulators, period.
Yeah, they'll
and
look right in
and
your
liars.
face. They'll look right in your face, right in your eyes, and tell you, "No, I'm not."
And lie. Ooh, girl, lie
Mhm.
like a rug, as they used to say. So it like I would tell, but like he said, like the word said, you have to gauge who you're dealing with. You got to figure out, um, like if you're my like BFF, and I would never hurt you, and I would never do anything to hurt you, or I'm a family member, and I would never do anything to hurt you. I would never lie, and you knew that my word was my bond. If it was that kind of relationship, absolutely, I would definitely tell you, because, like you said, I would not want you to mess around and catch something. One of my friends years ago, his girlfriend was cheating and she got burnt by another guy. And so I was just sitting there looking and laughing, because it was like four people. They kept passing they kept passing it to each other, because they was all cheating on one another. And I just said, you guys are not paying attention why you guys keep going to the doctor getting them penicillin shots. I said, some of y'all, or all of y'all, or two of y'all are cheating, and you keep passing it around like a circle. I mean, use your common sense. Now, if it was like the AIDS epidemic at that time, they would have tore each other up. Hello?
Yeah, you know, DJ D's dropping dimes saying, but you're not responsible for their denial. And that's what I'm saying. But do
True.
y'all feel as though that a person already know or have an idea that the person is cheating?
It depends on the individual that's cheating, because you got some cheaters out there that, like, say for instance, truck drivers, doctors, lawyers, entertainers, people like that, basketball players, people that are away from the home a lot. It's hard to gauge unless they are caught, unless there's evidence. But if you're at home every day and you start noticing pattern switches, that would be an inclination that something going on.
Yeah, I
So
would
not
say some.
everybody.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
go ahead.
Oh no. I was about to say not everybody. I think sometimes, like when my ex-wife was cheating, I know it. I just didn't want to, admit it. It was a pride thing sometimes. But ultimately, I knew it. And then when I caught her, it wasn't like a shock or nothing. But it was a shock who she was cheating with, but it wasn't a shock that she was cheating. But so I think sometimes, sometimes people know, and sometimes they don't.
Right.
No.
Yeah, cheaters are very clever, especially those that have mastered the game of cheating. They are very, very clever. They know how to do it. They're just, some people are, now when I say it, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm just saying for the cheaters that are master manipulators.
Oh yeah, 'cause they'll have you thinking like you wrong. Everybody, like, and no, shoot, some will catch you and still say it wasn't them. Like you, like,
Right.
uh, uh, no, yeah. But do you think um a person causes someone to cheat?
No, absolutely not. It's your own choice whether you want to go out there and cheat or not. Nobody has control of you. Nobody has control of your emotions, your movements, unless you're in bondage. But no, you're in control of yourself if you're out there cheating. If you don't want to be with the person, or that person is not making you happy, then you need to just sit down and have an adult conversation and say, hey, we're not working no more. Things ain't the same. I don't think I love you anymore. And in the relationship, nobody has no, nobody has control to make you cheat. That's just a bunch of
Yeah.
That's a reason to an excuse to, put on somebody else. You caused me to do it. What, I put a
Yeah.
gun to your head?
Yeah, there's
Well,
never no
no,
reason.
you know, a lot of
There's never
times,
a reason.
yeah, the reason I asked that question is, if you keep accusing me of cheating and I ain't doing nothing, well, it's like, hey, I might as well do it because I'm being accused of it anyway. I was with a guy
Yeah.
like that. He always kept accusing me. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, now I ain't cheating, but
Okay,
I
so
That's
got
because he was
accused of
family
it.
cheating.
you know that you know what you're saying as far as like if somebody keeps accusing it sooner or later you're going to do it. Well, guess what? Is that the same thing as isn't that the same thing as somebody saying jump over the bridge, jump over the bridge, jump over the bridge? You're going to jump over the bridge?
Yep. Yep. That was just an excuse for him to, because a lot of times when you have a partner that keeps accusing you of cheating, most likely they're the ones that's cheating and they feel some sense of guilt.
Girl, no, they was just an insecure person because their ex-wife had cheated on them,
Mm-hmm.
and they finally went and got the therapy that they needed. But yeah, um, a lot of people that are, if they think that everybody's gonna cheat on them, in fact that they don't. So you shouldn't get into a relationship until you go seek some professional help. And I need to tell people there is nothing wrong with going to get counseling for any issue that you have in your life. There's nothing wrong with getting some therapy, um, and talk to somebody about your fears that you have before you jump into a relationship and start accusing somebody else of cheating because you were cheated on. Yeah.
Right.
And I agree with all you ladies on that point. I think it's an excuse when people use that. Um, if you're not happy, you just need to leave. Other than that, um, ain't nobody force you to do anything. Everything you do is a choice. Even if you say they influence or manipulated, you still chose to do it. So,
Right.
just,
I agree.
personal, yeah, personal accountability. I've been in relationships. I've never been in a relationship with a woman and cheated. I have, messed around with multiple women at a time, but we wasn't in relationships. But I've never committed to someone and cheated, because to me it was just a form of weakness. Like I didn't have self-discipline or I didn't have structure, so that's what kept me from, cheating or. Um, so that's just how I looked at it. But together is right. I mean, it's an excuse ultimately.
Yep. That's crazy.
So the word I heard you saying that your family was destroyed by a person that was cheating and y'all told. So are they were they mad because you told them, or was they mad because it was true, or they were mad because they felt like you was in their business? Like,
Well, it was the aftermath. It was the actions that occurred. Like, it was one segment of the family. You know, it was a big fight that occurred, and my cousin he got hurt really bad, and my other cousin who was taking up for his brother, and his sister was taking up for him. Took his side even though he was wrong. Um, they just separated themselves from us. So we haven't talked to them in like 10 years, about 10 years. So it was more that after he actually hit my cousin, they got into a fight. He lost. He got mad, got in the car, and ran him over. So, and
What?
yep, and he found out the girl was actually cheating. They got into a fist fight because my one cousin said you lying on my girl and jumped in his face. And my cousin like, look, bro, I'm trying to help you, trying to put you over there. Um, and he lost the fist fight, got in his car, and ran him over. Yep,
Wow, that's crazy.
yep.
And
And
that's
now,
the reason I'll never tell. That's the reason right there. That is the reason. Because you don't know how somebody is going to react. Well, oh my goodness. Wow.
especially when I'm not a female, so I can't speak for females, but men, when men got with women and they're not used to having a woman, and the women put that voodoo on them. They do crazy things. You know, I done seen men do crazy things over the love of a woman. And I'm not saying it's not vice versa. I'm just saying I can't speak, for female experience. I just know there's a lot of testosterone when it comes to men, especially when it comes to a woman. And so that's why I say I have to be able to approach a person. I try not to say anything to anybody unless it's impactful. There's no point in getting into no argument. If I don't feel like I'm gonna have an impact, that's why a lot of times I don't address situations because if I don't feel like I can help it, I don't want to, throw no gasoline on. So,
Yeah, the person that just spoke, his name is the word. Um, can somebody drop? Can everybody like drop their links in the chat? I gotta drop their links. Hold on, I was actually warming some food up. If y'all can drop their links, he is the word, and he has some great shows. My cat started coughing on something. I don't know what happened. Hey, Big Kim. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is another comment. He says, my man who just spoke mentioned his wife cheated. Would he have wanted his friend or family member to tell him? Did you see that comment, the word?
I think he probably dropped down. I hope he come back.
Oh, okay, hold on. All right, hopefully he'll come back. Yeah, see, that's the reason I wouldn't tell. Girl, it would kill me to know that because I decided to tell something that was. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to drop the link. And I'm getting ready to drop people's channels in here. There it is.
Hey, Big
Okay.
Kim, what's up? What's up,
Yeah.
friend?
There's the link again if anybody wants to come up.
Yeah, now that you said that, Miss April, that would make me think also, if I would just outright tell, now that I'm listening more, because you're thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna tell it, but I didn't think of the consequences. Like, what if that person decided to snap and do some harm, to the person that is being accused of, cheating. I didn't think of it like that, but now that you said that, yeah, I would be. And then it goes back to what's his name, D's dropping dimes. It goes back to what he said when he said, or no, it was the word. Sorry, you got to gauge the person and your friendship and the relationship that you have, but you can still have a good relationship with that person and they can listen to you and know that you're being honest. And again, like Miss April said, that person can say, okay, sit there like everything is cool and go home and just go like nuts on that person. And then next thing you know, breaking news, such and such went home and unalived such and such, and it's a love triangle. And then you be sitting there like, oh my God.
Right. And the reason I brought this up, because you had that lady that killed her boyfriend on YouTube Live, and that was her husband from Mississippi, because people had told her that he was cheating and was supposed to have been seeing men. We are dealing with a special type of people. Well, we've always been dealing with them, but it's like they special now. So yeah, it's awful. It's awful. mm Yeah, I don't want to be. Um, I wouldn't do it, and that's the reason why. Yeah, that's the reason why.
Uh,
Yeah,
oh, okay, Mama. Okay. And honestly, to answer that question, no, I wouldn't want them to tell me because I knew, and I knew, I just couldn't prove it. So I don't think it would have mattered. I would have had to see it for myself. I'm just being honest. Like looking back on it, um, I would have still had to see it for myself. Like even my grandmother kept telling me she wasn't no good for me, but I was still with her. So while I was in the moment, I wouldn't have listened.
yeah.
So can I
So
ask you a question? The word,
Uh
what
huh.
is it that caused you to know? What did she do in particular to say, "Oh shoot, this chick is doing that"?
I seen that's when like Facebook was just getting off. I found a message and she said she was talking to some guy like if my marriage don't work out, then we can talk. And I felt it from there, and then I noticed how she was like just real flirty with dudes, and she wasn't like that at first. Um, so it was a whole bunch of different signs. The person she cheated on me with was a female. She tried to get us to have a threesome, and I'm like, we married, like, no. Um, so it was a whole bunch of signs. And then at that time, I was going through stuff, trying to figure myself out, learn myself, and I just felt um, like she accepted me for who I was. So um, I felt like I couldn't do no better. It was like a whole bunch of, uh, I guess you can call it low self-esteem emotions I was having about myself that made me stay with her. But I got over that real quick. Like yeah, she started going after like, starting drama with my mom, and I'm like, I'm done. But yeah, even after I caught her cheating, it was like we were supposed to go to counseling and stuff like that. But after she started bumping heads with my mom, I was like, I'm done.
Right. Wow.
wait a minute. So is it awful when you find out like they cheated with somebody of the same sex? How did that feel,
I
man?
can't even I can't even explain how that felt. That was like I mean at first I didn't feel bad because it's like, okay, at least it ain't a dude, and then I started thinking um I don't like it don't bother me now, but when it first happened, I was like, at least it wasn't a dude. And then I started thinking like, well, ain't this worse? So and then I just understood, that's just her. That's just the person. It ain't nothing about me. Ultimately, uh, like Together said, it's that person's choice. And I just had to understand, that's just who she was. It ain't nothing I did. I didn't took her out the hood, put her in school. I did everything I was supposed to do as a man, as far as providing for a woman. And it wasn't good enough for her. So I just realized that and, cut my losses and uh, just learned to look for someone who would appreciate me for me. But yeah, at first it was like, it didn't, at first it wasn't bad and then it felt worse, I guess. Yeah, it was more embarrassing, I think, than it, um, like if a woman cheated, I don't know. I don't know, maybe somebody in the chat, uh, another man. It's like when there's a man, it's like it's different. It's a different feeling because it's like, okay, what did he have on me? But when there's a woman, it's like I didn't know how to feel. I guess. Appreciate me for me. But yeah, at first it was like at first it was like it didn't. At first it was.
Okay, I don't know what happened.
They have to just be on the StreamYard because they might have the what you call it still up. One of the search
You,
bar.
yeah, YouTube app.
Right.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Okay, we had another guest to join us. Where is he? Does he have to unmute his mic or?
Just be on the stream. I have the what you call it still up.
Can you guys hear me?
No. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Just to chime in a little bit. Like me personally, if I want to speak to one of my friends or a family member, first it depends on the level of relationship, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but it also depends on the sex, because I'm gonna talk different to my brother than I would my sister, because I'm gonna protect my sister. I may be more apt to let my brother find out on his own, but my sister, I'm gonna be more apt to protect her and let her know. Now, if she gets angry, upset, or whatever, I deal with that. But it's my obligation to protect her. I feel so. It difference. I mean, it just depends on the relationship first of all, and the sex of the person that's being cheated on. Regardless if they're cheating, their mate cheating with a woman, man, it doesn't matter to me. The family member is what's important, and and that just kind of how I kind of see that.
Okay, I have a question. So you're saying you would tell your sister, but you wouldn't tell your brother? Your brother would have to find on his own?
I may. It depends. It depends on my brother. It depends on the relationship he's in with the person that he's seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm definitely more concerned for my sister than I would be for my brother.
Okay, so you're more protective of your of a female than a male, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much
Right.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that. Hmm. I get that. Hello,
I
I mean,
get it
because
hello,
too
when
because
everyone.
we're talking about people being angry and doing something to somebody, if they're going to do something with somebody, they're going to do it whether you tell them or whether they find on their own. If they really
Right.
hurt like that, if they really hurt like that, and they want to seek revenge, or they just angry, they're just angry at that point where they got to lash out, they're going to do it whether I tell them or whether they walk in on them. It's going to be the same reaction.
Exactly. I agree.
Oh yeah, but I don't know if I would want that on me. I guess
right.
I
Me
would.
neither.
I guess I would still feel like wow, you know. Oh, but okay.
Either that or
Okay,
a
okay,
life
okay.
threatening death.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay. I got a question for the lady who, like, she said she don't feel like she would want that on her. Like, okay, what if the person, friend or family member, found on their own and committed an act of violence, killed somebody or whatever? When you think like, well, maybe if I would have just told her or him, maybe they wouldn't have reacted the same way. Maybe they would have came better. Maybe it would have been better if it came from me versus them finding out on their own. So that's what I'm saying. It just depends on the situation.
Yeah, I feel it's a softer blow when someone tells you than for you to see it with your own two eyes. It's definitely a softer blow.
I
It's
don't
more,
know. Either way it goes, I feel
you get
like
distraught.
what if, okay, we can say what if, but what if you do tell that person and they explode, and what if you don't tell that person they explode? So it's like it's hard to tell which way that person's going to go regardless to the fact, you know. And you got to
Right.
look out for keywords. You got to look out for keywords, because I don't heard people say, if I catch you cheating on me, I'm gonna kill you. Excuse my language.
Right.
But when you hear something like that, that's your. But you better tiptoe out the door.
No, I'm not saying that it wouldn't hurt or that it wouldn't be a blow. I'm saying it's less of a blow to have someone tell you than for you to actually see someone in action.
Yeah,
Think about
I
it.
think yeah, it comes like the relationship. You have to understand the person that you're talking to. Like my man, the word said he wouldn't want to hear it because I don't know, maybe it was embarrassing. So like you got to know the person you're talking to. And if I'm going to tell somebody that type of information, it can't just be a friend. It got to be a friend that's like a brother. It can't
Right.
just be a distant cousin. It has to be somebody who's close because you're going to know
Right.
how they're going to react, or you're going to have a good idea of how they're going to
Right.
react.
Right.
So
Someone you could
it's all
confide in.
yeah. To me, it's all relationship based. It's all about how you interact with that person that you about to tell probably some really terrible news to. So
Dill said
Yeah.
either tiptoe out or don't cheat.
Period.
Right, that
Right.
part. That's real talk. That's real talk.
Because they killing
Yeah, but I
nowadays.
wanted
They
to ask
killing.
Miss April. I wanted to ask him the question that Miss April had asked earlier when she said, "Oh Lord, have mercy! I done lost my thoughts." See, that's a senior moment for you. Jesus, help me today. I forgot already, Miss April. See there? I forgot. You was talking about oh Lord help me. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. My brain to catch up. Must be lack of oxygen. Don't be quiet, everybody. Don't be so quiet.
We're waiting for your thought to come back.
Girl, you wait
Yeah.
for my thought, you gonna be 80 years old.
We got we, we
I have
got patience over here.
I got a I got a quick question. It's kind of long. It's a little different, but it's kind of along the same lines. When you're talking about cheating, or if would you tell your friend or family member they're cheating, um, we all have intuition. Like my man, the word said he knew, and I think intuition for a woman is extremely powerful. So, do you guys really know? I mean, do you really get this this feeling that something just not right?
I
Yep.
think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
I had a dream of the actual girl that my boyfriend at the time was cheating on me with. I had a dream of her face. I had a dream of her name. I had a dream where they met at. And when I woke up the next day, I got up just as smooth. And I looked at him. I said, "You can take all your stuff and you can go." And he was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Who is this girl?" And I explained her to a T. And I said, "And when did you have time to go here?" And I scared him so bad he never spoke to me again. And it ended up being 100% true.
Hmm. So how would you have reacted if a friend or family member would have told you? After, even
Um,
if even if they didn't know that you knew, I mean, what would your reaction have been?
Me, honestly, if my friend came and told me right now that she saw my husband doing something he wasn't supposed to do, the friend that I know she is, I would believe her 100%, even if he told me it's not true. I would believe her because she and I have been through some things and we've been through a lot of stuff. So I would believe her.
Okay. All right. I know I got a lot of questions. I'm just curious. But would you want her to tell you? Like whether she told you or not, would you want her to you would want her
Yes,
to, yeah. Okay.
yes.
Definitely.
There's nothing like you laying in the bed with your partner and your partner telling you all these things, how much they love you, and at the same time they could be telling that next person the same thing. Absolutely, because now I want to cut you short in the mess that you done been telling me. Now you can go on and have her, and once she see who you truly are, good luck. The same way you get them is the same way you lose them.
Right.
Yeah. So why is it so hard for us to have that same viewpoint if we're the one who's telling?
Say it again.
So why is it so hard for us to say, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely telling"? And we feel that way about receiving it, why we hesitant about telling?
Well, because I know that if they tell me, I'm not going to go and pull out a machete, I'm not going to pull out a weapon. My best weapon is check this out, dude. I'm out of here. And guess what? There's no turning back because I know that whatever I instilled in that relationship, you loved it enough to be there. And now that I'm gone and you have this weekend chick, hopefully she could fulfill my what I do for you. And that's exactly how I will leave it. We do things together, but there's something special that a woman does in a relationship for her partner. And you got this summertime chick, she's in it. A lot of women, I heard a guy say, a lot of women want men that they can't have or somebody else's man. And that's the generation that's coming up now. So this woman thinking that, oh, I'm gonna get him from her, or he cheats, and then all of a sudden she gets with him, he get with her, and he finds out she don't cook, she don't clean, she don't do nothing. She cheats because she cheated with you when you was with your partner, so you didn't do your homework. So I bye.
I could answer that question with one quick sentence. I would tell in a heartbeat. I have no reservations on saying something. As long as I
Okay.
know for sure that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to just go over there on a whim. I would tell them when I knew for a fact.
Okay.
What video proof?
Huh?
I said what video proof, or I can
Right.
post it.
Video, picture.
You want to
Yeah,
see the link?
for real.
Yeah, I think
Now,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah, you gotta probably come with some proof. Cause I'ma tell you, what was that show, Cheaters? I'm like, they following these people, filming them. It's a wonder nobody got shot.
Right.
Oh, somebody pulled the gun one time. The dude was about to shoot, and he ended up getting arrested afterward. Yeah, he was about to. Yeah, he was about to put in some work.
Yeah. I've seen a
That's why the
couple of
show
them get
got
hit.
canceled.
I've seen them
Yeah,
get
they.
hit, but I've never seen
Yeah,
them get
I
a gun
did
on.
too. But they canceled the show after that guy drew a weapon. That was the end of it.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know that. I just kept thinking, in some of these states, you could, uh, it's concealed and carry. You come up with a camera crew and all of this stuff, and a crazy woman
Right.
ready to kill you and stuff. Shoot, folks get to start shooting. Yep. Does that so it doesn't come on? Cheaters doesn't come on. I put everybody's
They just
links in
show
the chat
reruns.
too.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm putting everybody's links in the chat. Could everybody please subscribe to everybody? We are a community that is helping to build people up, build their channels. We want to help you. If you want us to help you, you have Miss Together, aka Two Chain. She will interview you. You knew will help you with some graphics and stuff, and then I'll set up the appointments. So just let us know um what you want done, and we are just here to help. I don't have nothing to do every day. So yeah, the words and got quiet over there. Okay.
Oh, I'm still
Well,
here.
oh, okay. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess I'm seeing so much violence now happen as a result of people calling people, you know, like the reactions now is violence.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
cause I'm gonna tell you that shooting where that lady shot her husband on Facebook Live
That's
took me.
crazy.
I'm like, oh no, 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 no.
That
So
was crazy right there.
yeah, so yeah, it is. It's a lot now with people. So
Yeah.
I
You
just
know what kind of disturbed me, Miss April, what disturbed me is like I was listening to other people weigh in on that Facebook situation, and when I was listening to it, I really felt like when people are fighting and going through it and they're angry, I'm not going to help egg you on because I felt like the mother was
Yeah.
egging her on. Yeah, he should have had his butt here. Yeah, this,
Yeah.
that, and the other. And that gave her more fuel to
Mhm.
justify the anger that she felt she needed to have. Me, if I was in that situation, I'd be like, look, I'm here. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning. I'm taking care of this so that you don't have to worry about it. Don't worry about it. When he get in, y'all have a civilized conversation. Don't be arguing because the kids
Right.
is here. Talk to each other. I don't like seeing people fight. I don't like seeing people going at it with each other. I'm gonna try to
Mhm.
do something silly to stop it because I know that it could go from 0 to 100
Yeah.
instantaneously. And I believe by her egging that girl on, kept making comments, and
Mhm.
then when she felt that it was getting serious, now you want to come in and try to be the peacemaker. But guess what? It's already a forest fire blazing,
Right.
and then she's like, I didn't know it was anything in there. First of all, you don't play with that kind of stuff. You don't point that kind of stuff. And of course you knew it was loaded. Why would you have it if it wasn't loaded? It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, first she said,
So that
first
was
she
something
said,
like
I
I
didn't mean to
really
do it.
believe she knew he was messing around.
Well, she said, I didn't mean to do it. And then she turns around and says, I didn't know there was, I mean, she didn't know there was bullets in there. So which one did you not know? That you didn't mean to do it? Or that you didn't know there was bullets in there? Which one is it? You can't do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then she
and
lied
then
and
the
told the
fact
police
that
that he
she
put
had
his
a
hands on
loaded
her.
gun in the house with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
she tried to cover it
Well,
up and lie and
I
say
didn't
that
see
he put his hands on her. There was nothing that indicated that he hit her. Huh? Say it
I didn't
again?
see this live. I didn't see this live. I didn't see this live. You guys are talking about. But who was recording the live?
Well, TMZ has it.
I don't
She
know.
was
She was.
she,
She
she
was.
was she was on Facebook Live
Yeah.
arguing with her husband.
Yeah. And they
She
had
was
people
cooking
recording
So
it.
dinner.
so she if she's on Facebook Live arguing with her, if she's on Facebook with her husband and she knows she has a gun, then more than likely she knew it was bullets in the gun
Right.
because now it becomes a show
Thank
for her.
you.
Yes. It was like
Hmm.
a show.
Yeah.
Because why would you be recording your personal business if you're not about to do something?
Right.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
said that she
And
kept saying that she was gonna knock him off.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a shame as a society there was probably thousands of people watching that live,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's the
There was
real
a lot of
issue.
people
Well, that's
watching
one
it.
of the
Oh,
real
there's
issues.
a lot of folks.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot. I
mean,
mean,
so,
attention she wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
hmm
got.
So
Yeah, she got the attention she wanted, but now she got to face the consequences.
right. And then the police found out that they were recording it, and they didn't even stop the recording. They just kept it going while they were talking. And then they decided to turn it off. But TMZ is the one posting the whole video.
Right. Well, who paid them to get the
Wow.
daggone video? Because they got to pay for that footage.
I don't know, but they took it. Well, you know that if they were in there
But
watching
but
it, they were probably screen recording it, and then they put their
yeah.
TMZ logo on there so nobody else could copy it. But they already took it off of YouTube, Facebook, because that wasn't even like something that's supposed to have been on there anyway. Anything like that that goes
Right,
on, they're
right.
supposed to remove it, and TMZ got a hold of it from the beginning to end, 22 minutes long.
I don't want to see nothing like that. I just heard it.
Her
I didn't
hitting
want to
him
see
and
it.
everything. She was sitting there hitting on him over and over. He kept telling her to stop. She kept hitting on him. I was
Mm.
like, leave him alone. Like, let the guy go. She wouldn't even let him leave. That's what made it worse. She had
Yeah,
that
that's
option to
what
Wow.
let
Miss
him
April
go.
was saying about that violence. It's too
Yeah.
much violence.
Well,
Too much.
I'm sorry guys. I gotta run. I gotta
Okay.
Yeah,
run, but it was
thank
nice
you. You're welcome
speaking
to
over with
come
you
over
guys.
here anytime. We appreciate you.
Yeah, it was
We
cool
trying to
hanging.
have
Oh, I
adult
will. Yeah.
conversations on what's going on. Host says, I'm so happily divorced. This reminds me the days I had to put up with a psycho. This is great. But I'm going to tell y'all,
Yeah.
I just, it's like, it's some bad
Thank you,
energy
Dropping
out there.
Dimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Um, yeah, it's bad out here now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Oh,
sure.
he said stay away from bars.
I know that's right.
Wow. Yeah, 'cause some women or men think 'cause they buy you a drink that you supposed to take them home for the night.
You too,
Mm-hmm.
Dropping Dimes.
Hmm.
What happened?
No, he was saying bye.
Oh, okay.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to put everybody's link. It's taking me a while. Yeah. Just trying to have some adult conversations. I want to tell people. I think we have a whole different breed of people out here, and I think it's people want to promote violence. I don't think people like to talk anymore. They ready to kill, kill, kill. Hey, Kalani.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
got to remember
So,
there, and nowadays everything is about clout, everything is about show, everything is about entertainment, and some of that entertainment is not entertainment, it's actually serious, and there is, consequences for every action, and these people think that they're going to get away with it. Look how she started hollering like, oh my god, oh my god, I didn't know there was bullets in there. Ah. She sounded so distraught, but at the same time, you are recording this. You are recording it. You're the one who put yourself in that position.
but that's what they do now.
Mm-hmm.
Social media ain't good for relationships, I don't think.
It is if you're
They
And
cooking
then,
together,
No,
hanging
they're
out
not.
together, but not doing that.
yeah.
No, not the negative
What's
stuff.
up? What's up with this complicated status? What's up
Mm-mm.
with that? What is complicated? Either we stand each other or we not. Ain't no in between.
Right.
Can somebody explain that to me?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I can't explain that because when they
Maybe
say
it's a
things are
person that's on
complicated,
the verge of divorce.
yeah, when
Huh?
they're saying it's if you're talking about like a relationship and they say it's complicated, they are not serious about that relationship in order for it to be. So give me you got to give me a reason why it's complicated. You can't just say something that's complicated. If it's that
Maybe
complicated,
they
then see ya.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well maybe that's another way of saying they're in the midst of a divorce and it's complicated to explain.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
You know,
Possibly.
instead of saying divorcing, it's complicated. You know, and that's letting you
Mhm.
know I'm going through some things, so up front it's complicated. I'm thinking
Yeah.
divorce, or somebody is separating, or they got
Mhm.
a bad, or they got a psycho person and they're not really looking, but they're
Yeah.
on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That
Definitely.
could be a factor. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
No, that's a definite answer.
So if you seeing somebody and you y'all in a complicated relationship, so technically that person ain't cheating on you then, right?
Hmm.
I don't know. That's a good one.
I'm asking. I need the young folks to school me. Come on the word, you young people in the chat, because I need to know what's going on out here in the world.
I was about to
So,
say I've been with my wife for 11 years. I don't know what none of this.
right, like what's going on out here? Can somebody explain this to me in English?
Okay. Well, I have an example. Okay, I'm a Lifetime watcher. I watch Lifetime a lot, and they had this one movie. I don't remember the name of the movie, but the guy kept saying his relationship with his wife is complicated. Okay, he couldn't just get out of the relationship to be with the woman he actually loved. So instead of just like being with the other woman and getting a divorce, he kept telling her it's complicated. But what the reason what he was trying to say when he said complicated, he was saying he was still in love with his wife and he's in love with this woman as well. And also they had kids. So it wasn't like he could just jump out of that relationship. So that means that's complicated because now he's got to go through this divorce. Who's the kids going to go to? Are we going to do share? What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? So that's considered complicated. But at the same time, if you love your wife and then you love the other woman, why did you even go to that other woman? So that's another complication in itself. Did I
Yeah,
confuse
that
everybody?
girl, that's too much. Like trying to love two soul ain't easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. Who
Yeah.
could even juggle that?
Yeah.
But some people do it. Some people done had
Right.
whole families out here. So,
Yeah.
oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. Mm-mm.
Did I confuse everybody
Well, I
or
looked up the
everybody's good?
definition for Facebook.
What happened?
Huh?
Say it again?
Oh, I said I looked up the definition. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Uh-huh. We can hear you.
No, I'm saying, okay, complicated status can be clearly defined as being with someone but not being with them in an actual fully committed relationship. That's what they have for complicated
Complicated.
on Facebook status.
Okay.
Oh, so in actuality, I can say I'm in a complicated relationship and then I can see whoever I want to see when I want to see them and it's not cheating. So that's an easy way out for people to cheat now. Oh, okay. Or
Pretty
not to
much.
be in a committed relationship. Who wants somebody that's sleeping around with a whole bunch of folks? Lord have
I know I
mercy.
wouldn't.
Me neither.
Mm-mm. Lord have
Yeah,
mercy.
that button made everything complicated.
Huh?
I said that button they added made everything complicated.
My
It, it,
goodness.
we try to
Yeah.
make life too hard. Life shouldn't. I mean, it's not hard. Just treat people like you want to be treated. Do the right thing. Do right by people. And the people you can't get along with, just stay away from.
Right, exactly. But I'm just talking about in a relationship.
Period.
Nobody wants to be committed now. So they've come up with a whole category, or I can be in a complicated relationship and I don't have to respect you. I don't have to do anything because we ain't really in a complicated relationship. Oh wow. Okay. No.
And see,
Mm-mm.
like
No.
Together said earlier, if you with someone and you ain't happy, why you with them? You know, you should just move on. I got my wife's best friend now is going
Yeah.
through some stuff, and I was telling him like this wasn't. You shouldn't have did this in the first place. I was telling him before he got into it. He didn't listen, and now, this man is, I think he a year older than me. So he 30, 39. First time he ever been in jail is because of his relationship. And I told him, like, you will either lose your life or your freedom. 2 weeks ago, he got hit in the head with a coffee mug, had to get stitches, and now he spent Easter in jail. So I'm like, and then it's different too because, I'm heterosexual, but he gay. So, but like I told him, like, if you ain't had this much drama, but when you was single, you shouldn't have it when you're in a relationship. So,
Right. And it don't even matter the status. Should nobody be fighting with nobody? Oh,
nah,
in a relationship. Wow. Wow.
nah. And
A
the
lot of
dude,
people like that toxic stuff. That ain't love, people. If you fighting with somebody, that is not love. That is not love. If you was raised like that, you was raised wrong. That is not love. Love
Go
is
get some
not supposed to
counseling.
hurt.
Yeah, go get some counseling. Keep your hands to yourself.
Right. That is not love. Love is not supposed to hurt. Love is not getting black eyes,
Right.
fighting with somebody. That ain't no type of love. Uh-uh. You can't raise
Right.
nobody. My God. Mm-mm.
and,
Right.
and
Mm.
I say this to men too. If you in a relationship and you feel the need to put your hands on that woman, you don't need to be in that relationship. No matter if you feel she doing stuff to make you do it, you need to get out. If that's just your personality, then you need to go get help. There's no reason you should be putting your hands on a woman. People don't like they. I'm sorry, y'all got women. Y'all got to be careful too, because y'all be messing with these dudes, and a lot of them be doing all this wild stuff to go to jail because they like being around men like that. So y'all got to be careful.
Well, love ain't
Some
supposed to hurt. I don't want no jailbird. And if I think getting a black eye, that ain't no. Uh-uh. No. Mm-mm. No. No, no, no. Mm-mm. No. But
You know what? Um, sorry, Miss April.
you can still be with people and really don't find out about them. They'll change up on you 2 or 3 years in the relationship too. Hmm. And then that time you done fell in love with them, but you can sure fall out of love easy. I'm not going to be with no man that's getting ready to beat me. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-mm. Leave.
That's true.
Leave.
And
Mm-mm.
that's a problem because I tell these young girls, I said, look, let me tell you something. He may be handsome, he can have all the money in the world. I said, but you need to ask questions. That's one thing about me. I'm sitting down, I'm asking a lot of questions, and I be like serious. I be like, so how did your parents when tell me something that like about your parents, like when they get mad at each other, what they do? And if you say, "Oh, my dad will get mad and hit my mom," I'll be like, "Okay, I keep that mental note. Any other question I ask you after that, I'm just asking you to get the time to go by." And this one guy said, "Why you didn't talk to me no more?" I said, "Cause you said that your daddy knocked your mama upside the head, so that means you were in the house watching your daddy knock your mama upside the head. So that means you have traits to knock a female upside the head, and darn skippy if I wasn't right." So we need to start asking these questions, whether it be men and women. Start asking people, how did your family deal with conflict? What happens when your mom and dad disagree? What happens with this? What is your dad's vice? Does your dad drink? Does your dad cheat? What do your dad do? Ask all these questions. You have a right to ask the family history because you sitting there, oh, he's so cute and he's so adorable, and oh, I'm so in love. And like Miss April said, 3 years down the road, he got six different females and two of them pregnant, and you sitting there looking dumb. Ask
And let me
questions,
tell
people.
you, yep, the apple don't fall far from the tree neither. Yeah. I know I was with a guy and his father was a cheater. And he used to act like it bothered him so much that his father was cheating. But still you was cheating. Like, are you serious right now? Like, no. Yeah, mm-mm. And you right. We do
I,
need
I,
to learn more about people before we commit ourselves to them. But again, like I say, people can hide well. They can fool you, you know. And when you find out you in love, you didn't invest the time. You want to try to work it out, and then found out you really with a zero. But
I, would- I would say this too.
I ain't trying to work out somebody busting me upside my head.
I would have to add this though too. There is an adverse, a minority group too, because I grew up with a violent stepfather who abused me. My father got six kids by four different women. Those cycles I broke. I was aware of those cycles, and I intentionally did not fall into those same cycles. So there is a minority also too. I'm not a violent person, especially with women. I have two kids by my second wife. I have no other kids outside this marriage. Um, so there's sometimes when you go through stuff like that, like even when I was 7 years old, I was sexually abused by one of my female cousins and her friends. I've never sexually abused anyone. So sometimes when people go through stuff, instead of them becoming um, doing the same thing, sometimes they do the opposite. And I'm a living testimony of that too. So I would say look at the person's consistency. Words to me, it should be a precursor to action, but it's not. So it's more about how people and what people do versus what they say.
yeah, yeah,
Because you got people who know how to say all the right things, but what are their actions telling you? Love is a word, but it's an action. So someone can say you they love you all day, but if they're not doing the things that shows love, uh, then they're just telling you that. And I think that happens a lot too. People hold on to them words too much instead of the actions. What a person doing. Someone said they love you and they put their hands on you. They showing you the polar opposite. You know, there's no excuse to hit a female. Um, the only
yeah,
time that I can ever think about if I had to defend my life, that's like if my wife came at me with a weapon, then I gotta defend my life. But other than that, I mean, my wife is not a violent person, so I mean, we don't even argue. We have discussion. If we upset, we both walk away and we come down when but we sat down and talked about this too. We were friends for like 3 solid months before we even start dating. So, and then we dated for 5 years before we got married. So it was a lot of conversations that we had, and we did that with intentions on being together. But we had to learn one another and see if we were complementary to each other. Because I told her like if we can't complement each other, there's no point of us, even being together.
so how long do you think that you should really see somebody before you even decide to either live together or get married?
I'll be honest. I think that varies. I wanted certain things before we got married. Financially. I wanted to make sure we both was financially stable. But you should take your time. Just like a house. You don't put a house up in a day. You got to make sure the foundation is settled and strong before you start building up. And I think people should take their time. Me personally, like I said, I waited 5 years before we got married. We dated. We were friends for 3 months before we started. 5 months. We was actually friends for 5 months before we dated. So it's like I got to know her on different levels. Um, and then, like in the last 3 years, right, we had two kids. Her mother and her father died, and I lost my eyesight. So if we didn't have a strong foundation, any of those things could have affected our relationship, and it did nothing but made us stronger. So
Yeah,
I
that's
tell people to
awesome.
take your time and make sure not only do you pick the right person, but make sure you're the right person for that person too, because you never know how strong your bond is with somebody until some messed up things happen, and then that's when you'll really see if that person is uh, got your best intentions or if they just there, for a good time.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. Cause I know in my time we was growing up, you know, we read the Cinderella book, so we thought a Prince Charming was gonna come. Everything was gonna be okay. We didn't realize we might get abusers and alcoholics and not responsible men. Um, yeah, uh, everybody just wanted to get married, and so I think a lot of people just rush because that's what they wanted to do. Um, do you believe people should live together before getting married? I'll let everybody answer. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Do I believe that people should? Do I think that people should live together before they get married?
Yes, that's the
Biblically, it
question.
says okay. Biblically, it says no, but I want to see how you going. I want to see how you gonna be. That's just me. I want to see how you gonna. If you get with a person and you're dating them and you don't live with them, and then all of a sudden you move with them and you find out that they are absolutely sloppy and you're constantly chasing after them cleaning up like you would a kid, you can kind of see where that goes, you know what I'm saying? And other things play into it too, but that's the only place I'm gonna leave it right there.
Personally, before I got married, I would have said yeah, but after my marriage, I'm kind of happy we didn't move together before we got married. But we used to take trips all the time. So we go on 2 weeks at a time. I kind of got to see what how she was, like far as living. I know that's not okay, mama. I know that's not a good example, just taking a trip with someone, but and then we spent a lot of time. So like she spent a lot of time at my house. I spent a lot of time at her house, um, and that worked for us. Um, not being married and not living together. But I mean, I have to say it depends on the individuals because, like Together said, you kind of want to see how a person is before you decide to make that commitment. Um,
And they can also be financially irresponsible. So if you marry them and they have debt piled up to their neck and they live with you, now you're having to help them pay down their debt. That's not something that you want to go into. So that's why I think it's yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I think.
Hmm. What about you? You knew. What do you think? Or is she gone? Me personally, I believe I prefer to living together to get an idea before you marry them, cause then that way If it don't work out, it could be gone. They can't be trying to take nothing. Y'all gone and it's over. Yeah, it's over.
I know that's right.
Mm,
But I could say this too. I had a friend, like even yeah, I don't want to tell his business like that, but he had complications. He did it twice, dated somebody, moved in, they were engaged, and when they split up, it's hectic because both names on the lease. Uh, for someone to get their name off the lease, they have to agree to it. She didn't want to, so she was coming there when he was at work. His stuff started uh, coming up missing. One day, his mama decided to stay at the apartment to see if it was her. When her mama came over there, I mean, when the girl came back, she came with like three of her cousins. Her mom literally had to pull out a gun because they was trying to jump on his mom. So that can be hectic too if it don't work. Um, building something together with someone who you're not quite sure go spend a lifetime with. And that's what one of the lessons I told him that he's learning now is like don't play married until you get married, because it's still stuff that you accumulate together, especially like he ended up getting a car and putting both of their names on it. So now he's stuck with two car notes. So I tell people this: don't play married if you ain't married. 'Cause it's just as hard to get out of from under that or get out of that situation as if if you was actually married.
Hey, J3GS5, deal hold you a mess. Yeah, but we
But you know,
finding out.
Miss April, now
Mhm.
like when it comes to apartments, it's a new clause that people did not know that's in the clause. And it's a protection. So what happens is like if you're on a lease and say like you were just saying the word like you're a male and you go to your landlord and you let them know that there's potential domestic violence that's going on, they'll tell you to go make a police report. And then once you make that police report, you can literally break your lease and you can move out and you don't have to pay the balance because that's a protective clause. And my niece, we had to use that for her up in Vegas because her boyfriend became an alcoholic, a gambler, and she wasn't used to verbal abuse, and it got to a place where he pushed her. So she had to go and tell them that he pushed her.
I'll
They
be right
gave her
back.
the they gave her the police report, and once they did that, she was able to break the lease. She did not have to pay because he did not want to leave. He didn't want her to sign off the lease. So there is a clause in there for domestic violence. In case people didn't know, there actually is a clause in there. So if anybody is going through it and they say, "Well, I can't break the lease," you absolutely can if there is domestic violence involved.
Oh, that's nice. That's great information to know. Right. Yeah, I let them stay with me. I didn't move in with them. I moved in with one guy. Other than that, and I left at 3 o'clock in the morning. Uh-huh. But other than that, no. Mm-mm. They had to come live with me. Mm-mm. Well, nobody get ready to throw me and my child
Yeah,
out. Mm-mm. No,
that part right
no,
there.
mm-mm. No. Mm. Yeah, well, this has been a nice discussion, everybody. I thank everybody for joining us. Did anybody else want to talk about anything else? Um, I want to say this. It does seem like mental illness is really running rampant nowadays. So I tell people, um, find out about these people because it just seems like people are working with a lot of loose screws now. Yeah, yeah. So Just um, just know the person you decide to become involved with. But I still don't know if I would tell if somebody was cheating. I wouldn't want that on my plate. hmm Hey, Charlene Hill, where you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? I have been missing you. She has a great channel. I'm dropping everybody's link in the chat as they come in. Please, everybody, subscribe to each other. We trying to help people grow. We don't care about your race, religion, your political views. We want everybody to make it. Um, then we just want to have some healthy conversations where we can try to understand. We trying to break barriers between older people and younger generations to try to understand like the thinking process now. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm scared of y'all young people, and I'm saying that in a
Lord have
joking way.
mercy.
Yeah, I'm saying that as a joking way, but
Miss
yeah.
April, I have one question for the word. Are you still there?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, this is just a basic question, and I was asking the question. I really couldn't get a good answer. Maybe you could give me a little insight. Why is it that men, like when men cheat on women, they have no problem, but as soon as that woman cheat on them, it's like the whole world came down, and they get to calling women all types of names and trying to defame her. But you done had six women to me getting tired of you and messing with one dude. Why is it such a, what's the problem?
It's it's I guess there's levels to that. It depends from what aspect. Uh, so I say it like this. I say it from a masculinity standpoint. This is not me. This is not me. This is just from having conversations and me. I analyze everybody I talk to. So this is just my own personal observation from having conversations with men who cheated. Um, I think it's more of a masculinity thing. Like men kind of look at women as property. So they feel like when another man, I don't want to be graphic, but when the interaction occurs, it's like you enter a woman, So when another man enters a woman, it's kind of like entering their home, like their domain. I know there's only men who generally, and this is my observation, so I don't want no guys to get mad, but generally men who look at women more as a possession. I notice that energy from. Um, like I said, me personally, I don't feel that way. A cheater is a cheater, no matter if it's man or woman. But with with the way you worded the question, I think is more of the possession thing. But I will say this too, from uh, from a scientific aspect, uh, anytime a woman has an unprotected sex, that man's DNA stays in her. That DNA never leaves. A portion of that DNA never leaves. So that man is in her for eternity. And that equates to the spiritual aspect too. Um, because the womb is in occult science, they believe the woman's womb is equivalent to the Garden of Eden. So when a man is inside of a woman, um, it's different than this is what my grandfather used to say. Uh, he used to say the man has the key and a woman has the lock. Every key shouldn't open every lock. And you shouldn't let every key try to open your lock. Um, so it's not right, but I understand what you're saying. cheater's a cheater to me, no matter who do it, man or female. Um, but it is a difference. I
But why
think
is
it's a
it
difference.
different when he laid down with 6, 7 different women and he just kept cheating and one day you just said, I had enough. Now he acts like you committed the worst crime on this earth. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but he's entering and opening doors and unlocking keys too. And his DNA is forever implanted in them 6 other women.
Right. But uh, that other woman ain't you.
But
I understand what you're saying. I agree with you 100%. A cheater is a cheater. I don't think there's no lesser or greater if a man or woman does it. But there are scientific and spiritual differences. I mean, um, I even hear a lot of women saying like they expect men to be dogs. They expect men to do that. It's like the woman is even in um you know in I can show you cultures in Africa where it was what they call a matriarchy system, and it was the women who had multiple husbands, not the men. So I mean, yeah, it's different, but it's this society, this patriarchal system, like men over women. So it's more of a, to me, it's more from my observation and the way I analyze information, it was more of a possession thing. You know, men look at women as their possession. I mean, even the Bible shows that women are a possession of men.
I guess
I understand what you're saying. I don't agree
Hold on, y'all.
with.
We gonna have another guest. Hey,
I, I agree with your standpoint. I don't agree. A cheater is a cheater, but um, I just think it's more of a possession thing.
uh-oh. Hey, we got J3GS Farms. What's up? What's
How
up?
y'all doing? How y'all
We
doing?
doing fine. You gonna chime in with us?
Yeah.
Glad to have you.
Uh Breaking chains. Actually, when you asked that question, that's when I popped in. Can you ask that question again?
I said, why is it that when a man he can go out there and sleep around with 6 different women, have no problem with it, have a woman at home that he's living with or married to, but she gets fed up and say, you know what, I'm good, and she goes off and she has a relationship with a guy, and you know he she tell it however he finds out, he gets to calling her, the S word, the B word, you ain't sugar honey iced tea and all this stuff,
Hmm.
but you sat up here and spread your seed all around the world and possibly could have made a baby on her.
True. Okay. My version. I'm old school. Uh I've been married 38 years and I have 30 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've looked at other women, but I've never fantasized about another woman. Because being human, you're gonna look at, it's just natural to look at people. Some people catch your attention in it just by the way they look. Me, I don't have any affection for anybody, but a beautiful smile, I will look. That's just me. But I know where my mate is at. My mate is in the house with me. Even if I'm in the street or whatever, I'm not out looking for nothing. But if I see a beautiful smile, it's a smile, then and I appreciate it. But as far as going out, both of them are totally wrong. It's just that one puts up with more than the other. You got women that put up with the man for a long time and then get fed up, and it still goes the same way with the guy. He put up for a long while and he gets fed up and go do out and do this stuff. But as I believe it's also a mental thing where a guy go out and hit up 10, 20 women, he think there's nothing wrong, but there is a mental problem there when you have a woman at home that you live with or you are married to. but you feel you can go out and do something. Uh, she don't do this and she don't do that. It's a mental thing. His, his elevator is not going all the way to the top, and the same thing for the female. The elevator is not going all the way to the top. You're not supposed to be together until you get married. But if you make that decision to be together, you both have to make changes. And if one want to make a change and the other don't, you're gonna have that situation. Some men feel like they God's gift to the world, and some women feel like they the God's gift to the world, and they figure they got to share it all out. Yes, if you go out and you have sex with 20, 50 women, yes, a part of your DNA is going to be with that woman for the rest of her life. The only difference is you say, I'll say 20 of them had a child. And the man's going to say, well, I ain't got to take care. I ain't got to bring it home with me. But that lady that does it, if she go out and she get pregnant and she got to come back home to the fella she's living with or her husband, there's going to be a big fight there because you want to keep the child, and he's going to tell you that child is not mine. So there's a big fight there still. It's wrong to do it. And like I said, I was brought up old school. If you get married and you're not going to stay married, you separate, then you do what you want to do. But as long as you're married, you shouldn't be stepping out on each other. That's just the way I feel. Hello, anybody there?
I'm here. I get what you're saying, but I'm not saying that the wife is out there cheating, but I even heard like in conversation. The reason why I'm asking because I heard conversations where this dude he was bragging about how he was messing around, and him and his friends weren't laughing, but he was laughing and talking about all the girls that he was smashing. And so the girl that he was with, she was like, "I'm done." She left. They broke up. This is another conversation. They broke up, and she ended up meeting another guy. And it was some time the dude kept being what he thought was a gigolo but a dog. And so it was probably a year they ended up getting back together. In between that year, she had met a guy. It didn't work out. Of course they were intimate, and she told him, and he cussed her out like she was the worst thing on this earth. And everybody's like, well, why would you cuss her out? Y'all separated and you continued to sleep around. That doesn't make sense.
Like I said, it's a mental thing. You have people that have a mental problem, but as far as they're concerned, they don't. And if you want to interrupt your everyday life, if you want to interrupt the normal because you think you're a gigolo or whatever, there's something wrong with you. God has put a woman here for every man, and every man for every woman. It's not say one man for 100 women. I understand there's
Exactly.
I understand there's different cultures where one man can have 3 or 4 or 10 wives. I understand that, but that's their culture. The religion that I have and everything, they may not have that religion.
Right. I understand
I
that.
just feel like if you in any type of relationship, that it should only be the two people involved in that relationship, no other people, you
True.
know. And I agree with that. I'm old school. I'm not going along with this new things that they dating and sleeping with somebody, and you could bring something back home to me and all of that. No, no. Like you say, if you're not gonna commit, then don't be in no relationship.
I use me for example. I was a soldier and I did a lot of things that soldiers do. All around the world I did it. 90 what was it? 95 in the month of March. I told my grandmother, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this life, the way I'm doing and all this stuff. And my grandmother, the only thing she'll say is just pray about it, baby. Just pray about it. At the end of March, I met a young lady, and she didn't move in with me. I didn't move in with her, but she saw me at least, if I wasn't working, she saw me 3 to 4 days a week in the evening after work, that is. And I felt something for her because I wasn't hard up anything, but after spending a good 30 minutes with her, I asked her to marry me
Oh
because
wow.
because I felt it in my spirit. I felt it in I just knew she was the one. And
Oh wow. That's deep.
and and the bad part about it is I was in the military and I was getting ready to leave. And I told her, I said, hey, you better marry me before I leave, because if I leave, we'll never get married. And a few months later, we got married. I got married a month and something before I left to go to Germany. And after 2 months, after 3 months, my wife came to Germany. We've been together, and hey, marriage have ups and downs, but you got to come together to clear that table. That's
Yeah.
it.
You sound like my mom and my dad. My mom met my dad when she went to the laundry room. They talked for a week and they were married a month later, and they've been married almost 40 years.
That's it. Because a lot of people want to be married or say they want to be married, or they get married for the wrong purpose. They got married because they had a child. You can get married because you have a child, but you don't love that person, so it's not going to work. The guy say,
Right,
I'm doing it because it's my child. If you're doing it just because it's your child, it's not going to work.
right.
And in the process of marrying somebody, you have to have original, sincere love for that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I kind of kick the young people to the curb now and then, because I said what they do, they don't think about what they do before they do it. So I say if you were 80 babies to present, you don't know what you're doing. And
Right.
Oh,
the bad thing about it,
preach.
the bad thing about it is you know so much that nobody can't tell you nothing. In the
True.
corner,
Preach.
you don't know anything. And that's just the truth to it.
It's crazy because they don't want to hear it, and you're like I was giving somebody an analogy. I said, now I meet a younger person, and I'm like, hey, um, when you go down the street, the sidewalk in front of the greenhouse, don't keep going. Go walk on the in the street because there's a big sinkhole there. So you not wanting to listen to me, your butt fall through the damn big old hole. Be like, I didn't know that hole was there, but I told you that hole was there. You didn't want
That's
nobody
it.
telling you nothing. So as a result
That's
of
it.
you not wanting somebody to tell you something, you found out a harder way. I'm trying to give you an easier way to get to your destination quicker and safer. But don't tell me
Yes.
what to do. I don't want to hear it. You ain't my mama. That's back in the day. That's when y'all was younger. But guess what? When we were younger, we worked harder. We did things. We didn't have all this technology. And today, when we have phone books, if most of these people today, if your cell phone went dead and you didn't have Google to back up none of your numbers,
You
you
lost.
would not even be able to contact none of your friends if Facebook shut down in every social media app and you had to rely on your memory. I still remember people's phone numbers because that's what we had to do back in the day. Either you remembered their phone numbers or you wrote it down in your phone book. Now everybody rely on this technology that can fail at any moment.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, I got to drop down, but I want to share this because I know one of the problems that we have is the disconnect between the older generation and the younger generation. Um, and then the statement you just made, uh, I will offer this because me personally, I'm trying my best to be that bridge because I was raised by the older generation, so I understand a lot of the fundamentals, the concepts. But I'm also young too, so I'm like with the younger crowd. Um, it's the communication is different now. So like communication is a skill, and a lot of times you have to when you want to communicate effectively, you have to meet the person where they're at. And a lot of times, like me growing up, I was raised to, like Miss April, when I asked you the other day, who was the elder? Well, when I was growing up, it was all older people, right? Those were the elders, the older people. But now you have older people who acting young. So the young people looking at them like everyone's not an elder. So they're having trouble identifying the correct elders. So if a younger person, not saying none of y'all, but is the uh is is a large sample size of older people who haven't matured into that elder position properly. Like when you was growing up, like the elders was different than what we have now. Like I said, in my generation, I know people personally who older than me who act younger than me. So I would say, just understand that these younger people, um, they is the stuff that you guys went through. They're not going through. It's something totally different. So, like when together said, they don't want to be told. They just want to be heard. Younger people want to be heard. They want to feel like their voice matters. And a lot of times they don't know what the hell they saying. I'll be the first to admit it because I'm still learning and I'm 38. So I'm like in a bridge, but I'm aware and I'm conscious enough to allow the elders to lead and guide me. A lot of them, they believe, they're obsolete. So not only the examples that I'm trying to show them, that's why I always pull Miss April on my panel. Like this is a great example of an elder. There's a bunch of people. Papa Will, when he come over, I tell people this is a great example of an elder. And I would appreciate if more elders come over. I know I go late. I'm gonna try to do earlier shows, but they just want to be heard. And then like when you say, not saying that, but when you just it's the blanket thing too. Like when you say the younger generation, the ones who don't fit that mold, they take offense to that. And then they feel like you're talking to them and they feel like their progression is not being seen or identified. Just like I hate when people use the term men and they're describing grown boys or males because it's like all the work I put in as a man, the sacrifices I make is getting overlooked because someone of my age aren't is not upholding the identity of a man. So I think a lot of that disconnection comes from there. Um, but that's something that we working on, over on the Words channel, over on Miss April channel. I'm bringing younger people over to try to see, have an example and have these conversations because it's important. Because the things we going through, we need the elders to guide and lead us through it. Because even though things has changed, they stay the same. You know,
Oh,
um,
preach.
yeah. Even though they change, they still stay the same. And no matter what I think I know now, your experience, the time you've been on this earth, you done seen it two or three different times. I see. I know that a lot of these younger people aren't aware of it. You know, um, so that's what that's my one of my goals is to be that bridge between the older and the younger generation because I know what you guys have to offer. I learned so much from just the perspective from the older people. Is like my crowd over there. I got a lot of elders circling through there. My mom and dad come on my show all the time. Um,
Yeah.
I'm getting my uncles on there, but I think that's where the disconnect from. And it's
Mm.
sad to me. because, like I said, I know I need the guidance and wisdom from the older or the elders, you know. But a lot of these young people, they think they got it, and like they think times has changed and your information is obsolete. Like, no, it's not. You know, it's the same thing. And you done experience something that I experienced once, probably 5 or 6 different times, and had 5 or 6 different outcomes. So you're able to look at it from multiple angles. Like Miss April the other night when you were saying have a plan B, I don't think she comprehended it. That's why I was trying to explain what a plan B was. But she thinking like, don't have me pursue this, have something else on the back burner. No, it's just have things as a fail safe. You know,
If I get the shit wrong, I have no problem.
Sorry.
uh, yeah. See, so what your plan B was, like what you consider a plan B, in modern day, we'll call it like a fail safe, or or having worked out the plan. So like when you were talking about like having health insurance, having life insurance, she wasn't looking at it as that aspect. She thought you were saying like um if this thing don't work, have another job lined up. You know, so I think a lot of the disconnection is just the understanding and perspective.
What a
You know,
comprehension. No, the younger people nowadays, they looking for a fight. They want to argue. They're toxic people.
Some,
see, let
yes,
me
some, not
some see
not
that
all, not all,
yeah,
some.
that's
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
some
right
of
there.
them.
What you just said.
You know,
And
they want to argue. They want to argue. And it's like, how you going to, I mean, you always have to keep yourself marketable. You always got to think. Because I'm going to tell you right now, did nobody expect COVID? Did nobody expect food prices to be high? Like, some people are actually living off credit cards and out buying groceries.
uh, G, can I ask you a question, sir? Were you around during the race riots?
I was here when uh, Martin Luther King got assassinated. I was in New York at the time.
'Cause I asked you that because I asked my uncle that was he around and he was telling me the story, and I asked him. I said if uh, the younger folks now in this generation was around during that time, what would have happened? He said they would probably all get killed because they can't control their emotions. And I noticed that too, like your generation up until probably my generation. And like I said, I'm fortunate to be raised by elders, so I had a different experience than most people. But I was told at a young age I had to control my emotions.
Hmm.
Um, and they, like my grandmother taught me, the significance of being able to control my emotions and how important it was, especially in different circumstances. I don't think that like these young people now, they don't even understand their emotions. That's why a lot of my content is about emotions, how they affect the way we think, and how we think affect the decisions and choices we make. Um, but I think that's another, and that's what I'm trying to tackle now is having people be aware of their emotions in the moment. Because just because you're angry, you shouldn't lash out on people. You should identify what made you angry. Because a lot of times it's
Yeah,
your own personal problems you have to deal with. It's not even a person. It's your own insecurity, your own lack of self confidence. Like if I have a discussion with someone. No matter if I'm right or wrong, there's no point of having throwing an insult at someone. Um, Usually, time people do that is when they don't know the information. That's just how I personally feel. When you having
Most
a
of
conversation, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss Avery.
you say with that Dr. Martin Luther King, those young people, they wouldn't have made it. Cause they would have been they wouldn't have made it because they would have been too busy talking about they ain't woke. They weren't about what religion people is, and the movement was for civil rights, voting rights. It had nothing to do with what God you serve, if you believe in the Easter Bunny or nothing.
right. He was
They
just
would
the
have never
preacher that
made
was
it.
doing it.
It was a mission. The mission. Like all this stuff now that people tripping on, we know doggone well ain't Easter ain't got nothing to do with the Easter bunny.
You
Right.
Like
keep
ain't nobody
breaking up,
trying to
Miss.
hear all of that.
You keep breaking
That,
up,
that,
Miss.
that I said, ain't nobody trying to hear all of that. We know
Well,
that. And you can choose what you do in your house is your business. They were marching for people to vote. And then y'all don't get out and vote. You don't even get up and vote because you're too busy smoking weed all day. You don't get up and vote, but then you get mad when you find out they got books in the school that you don't think they should be allowing the children to read. Like, really?
when
Serious?
when it's telling a false history.
Yeah,
Not only that,
Exactly.
they got books having kids reading sexually explicit actions between adults, and parents are finding out that these books are actually in grade school libraries, and now they're telling you, they're trying to tell you how your kid's supposed to be. It's a lot of stuff. And when I say, I said in the beginning, when I make a comment about something, I'm not talking about every single body. I'm talking about the knuckleheads when I address certain things, because not everybody falls into the same category. You do have some young people that actually listen. You do have young people that want to sit up under the wisdom. They do want to understand what happened back in the day. They do want to understand where we truly came from. So you have those that really do. So I'm not referring to every person. So that's why I always say I'm not referring to everybody. It's just a few knuckleheads that don't want to listen to nothing. And then when something happens, they want to sit there and look crazy. I came from an era
Hmm.
that you better not be in there looking your grandma in her mouth when she's on the phone, because you might catch a part of that phone for being in their business. Now today, kids don't care if their parents is on the phone, they saying anything. You got, like he said, you got mamas that, girl, let's get ready for the club. Let's hit this joint. Let's do this. Let's do that. How I'm gonna respect you when we get in an argument when you in the club trying to chase the same Negroes I'm trying to get at? So you right about that. The word, I'm wearing your suit. You girl, let me wear that outfit you bought 2 months ago. And I'm squeezing my big fat round butt with lumps and rolls hanging out looking like a muffin top, thinking I'm about to do some things. You know what I'm saying? So it's backwards. I wouldn't smoke weed with my kids. I wouldn't drink with my kids. Don't even come in the house cussing because I'm gonna throw something at you. I'm not your friend. I am your parent. And that's
Yes.
where a lot of these parents have to get it together so that they can help the word bridge that gap, because they're looking at us like, how you gonna tell me something when you at the club? How you gonna tell me something when you bald headed and you got hair down your back and baby hairs, and you got on eyelashes looking like you ready to fly away like a bat, and you got so much makeup on look like a Play-Doh. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous, the stuff that I be seeing, and then the kids cussing in front of the parents and back talking. Man, Jesus, times have changed.
Well, my, I was raised in the church, and my children's raised in the church. My son is 36 years old, and I think about a month ago, I was in the back working, and he came back, and you know what, Daddy? All that you was telling me, I finally understand what you're talking about now. He's got 5 children, but the point is, now you understand. As long as I've been preaching to you and teaching to you all these years, now you understand. So, hey,
And they want to talk about this woke stuff. We've been woke. I've been marching for injustices and police brutality. All this stuff is a revolving cycle.
yes,
And it's getting worse.
all the stuff rotates.
It rotates. It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Well, the Bible says the times will get worse. You just have to
Yep.
be
We
right.
seeing it.
You have
We
to be
seeing
right.
it. Mm-hmm.
And that's
We
why I came
seeing
out
it
of that
today.
whole conscious community. I had to come out of there because it's like we studying all this information. I thought we were having these discussions and debates to bring something to the people that can be prosperous, but we just found another new way to argue.
Yeah.
So
Right,
that's why I love that.
causing
You
more
know,
division. What
yeah,
happened to respecting people for who they are, where they are at right now? People did back in my day. I didn't even know what religion people was. Religion and political views was the two things that we were told not even to talk about and discuss. Because at the end of the day, they really don't matter. Because we still respected the adults. All of the adults looked out for all kids.
Yeah. Well, in my house and everything, religion did matter because that's the way we were raised.
I mean, it mattered, but what I'm saying is, it wasn't like that family there, them people, they Muslim. They don't eat pork. Don't go over to their house. Them people there, they this. Don't do that. That's how it's become now.
Yeah.
You were taught to respect all religions, or what spirit, whatever people believed in. Because at the end of the day, we still all want the same thing. We want food and shelter. We want to be able to travel. We want a better future for our kids.
True. True.
Me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
But there's some people that don't want to see people come together. So that's where we got this stick in the road where you goody. Let me I'm gonna throw this in there. Have y'all heard about the Soil Family Expo that just happened last week?
Yeah,
No.
Okay.
yeah. I think I watched. I think you did a review on it, didn't you?
Yes, 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 I did.
Yeah, I seen that video.
And the point I'm making is I talk to so many people on this computer, and we know each other as long as we're on this computer. But when you come together and oh, you J3GS Farms. Oh, you April. Use that word. You see the person and you see that person that you saw on the computer, you see him in person. And there's so much love there because I watch you so much on the computer that there's actual love. So when I meet you in person, oh man, boom, we're on one accord. We're happy to see each other, and we're having so much fun being with each other. That's how it should be. But there's somebody always on the side saying, they having too much fun.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
you
Yep.
you black people and you white people and you Hispanic shouldn't be together. They
Yep.
want to see
Mm-hmm.
division, but regardless whether you have the vision or not, if I cut my hand right now and y'all cut your hand, every last one of us gonna bleed red.
Yep.
And the thing that people, there's evil people in this world that don't want to see people come together. That's why we have greed on everything because I want more than what you got. I want more than what he got. I want more. I want more. And the bad thing about it is when you get more, you're still not happy.
True.
And that is how this society is right now. This society is basically greed, and nobody's happy over it.
Yep.
And you, I've said before, one of the worst things that this country done was the simple job of somebody taking the paper off a plastic bottle, throwing a plastic bottle in there, letting it melt and make something else. Take the plastic paper and put it on the paper and put it on that side, and you make something else. We took that a man that can make $5 an hour, he can take and do that job and be happy because he's making $5 an hour. But somebody that's greedy want to raise it up. You need more money for this. You need more money for that. You need. So what do we do? Correction. What did they do? The simple jobs they took and sent it over to another country, and then people take and make the same junk that we can make and sell it right back to us.
Yep.
Oh, you preaching now.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Because of greed and don't want to see people come together. That it's mental, psychological, it's also the word.
Yep.
There's always somebody that don't like to see somebody do good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Out
Yeah.
here in you spoke some truth because in California, we had a lot of factories. Factories are leaving out of here so fast because California is so greedy. We have like the expressway. At first, the expressway was free, like as long as you have two or more people in the car. Now they want you to pay 75 cents per mile or sometimes even more. And I'm like, what kind of crap is that? Places that used to be free to park, they're charging you extra money. And
Yes.
it's like it's getting really, really bad out here. Like even like the Hollywood movies, if you really pay attention to some of the movies, they're not really filming out here like they used to because
No,
they
they're not.
charge these people to film so much money that they're going to other states getting licenses to film for a day, and they're using bits and pieces of maybe footage that people actually posted online when they were driving. They're adding that in to cut corners. You don't see, because I used to see a whole lot of people. Like one day I came home where I used to live, and the apartment downstairs from me, they was using that to film a movie. And I used to drive in the area that I used to live, and you would always see all those trucks, and they would have catering, and the movie stars would be out there, and they'd be shooting movies at the $1 million homes. Now you drive that
Mhm.
way, you don't see them anymore. They're too expensive to even film. And
I
like you used to
agree.
be able to sell stuff on the corner, you got to get licensed for every. It's bad out here in California.
Yes. Yes. Like Will Smith, he just did that movie Gemini Man or whatever. I live here
I
in
thought it
Georgia.
was emancipation.
No, no, not the new one. The one a year or two ago,
Okay.
Gemini Man, where he faced himself. That
Okay.
was done. That was done here in Georgia. And then another Tyler Perry
That's what I'm
movie.
saying. It's too expensive out
Yeah,
here.
they took and did another one down at a place called Midway, Georgia. They going to these little towns and making big movies and stuff because of greed.
Yeah, California is very greedy, and I'm not trying to be rude and mean, but the truth of the matter is, California people, we're out here busting our butts, and our governor is taking our money and housing immigrants that do not belong here. They're getting full benefits. They're getting Social Security as soon as they cross the border. They're getting food stamps. They're getting everything, housing. They're getting you name it. You got people that got cars that don't even know how to speak English. I'm like, if you can't speak English, how can you read the street signs? How do you know what you're doing? How do you know
Yeah.
where you're going? They're getting loans, and I forgot the name of the place, but I went with a friend to save their house and refinance their house. All the people that were American were getting loans at 12 to 20 something plus percentage. All
Hmm.
the people that were illegals, that they were getting loans at 5%. How do you do that? They can jump ship and bounce at any given time. Have you ever heard of Countrywide? It was a
No, but
like
you
a
know the reason they do that, that's the new vote. That's to replace the black vote. That's all.
yep, yep. It was a
Yeah.
place called Countrywide. They help people. They were like they loaned you money to get a house. And so what happened was they kept loaning money to, immigrants. And I'm not trying to say nothing about nobody, so please don't come for me. I'm just telling you what's going on. And the people were getting the homes, and they were waiting until the equity built in the house, and they were stripping those houses butt naked, taking every fixture that is
Mhm.
possible. Every like the cabinets, the toilets, the tubs, the wires,
Everything.
the plumbing, you name it. It was a bare house, and they were like, "Why are these people not paying their mortgages?" Them folks got their equity, stripped that house, and bounced. So Countrywide went under. They crashed because they kept doing it, and people kept telling them, "You should be giving more loans to the people that are here." That are American citizens, they have nowhere to go. But these people were gone, and
Well,
they crashed and we just it went through a bad time in the housing market.
well, here every corner store used to be owned by a black or white. Now the most of the corner stores and hotels and stuff like that, I have no problem with Indian, Hispanic, Korean. I have no
Me
problem with no
neither.
other people. But
Me
my
neither.
my thing is the people that are here, you're not helping. But then the people that come here, now you don't have any. Let me see. In the place where I'm at right now, there's no black owned stores. And the gas
Exactly.
stations, there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. There's seven gas stations where I live. Two of them are brand name. The rest of them, they're Indian.
Yeah,
And the thing to it is, for 10 years, they don't have to pay taxes and all that stuff.
that's crazy.
And what do? When they hit that 9.5 year, they go somewhere else and some another one takes over. So they still don't pay it.
Yeah, it's crazy. How do you sink your own people? And I'm like, my mom's friend, best friend, one of her best friends is a border patrol agent. And she was talking to me about a lot of stuff when it came to that border patrol stuff. And she was saying a lot of the stuff that they were reporting were absolutely not true. And she said because they had to constantly clean some of those pictures, they told these people to pose this way and pose that way to make it look really deplorable. And she said, do you really think that we're going to sit here and be in the same vicinity as these people in deplorable positions, conditions, and we're sitting here breathing that air? She said they got people cleaning 24/7, 365. She said the pictures that they showed you is a bunch of crap.
I
So
believe it.
it's like you gotta pay attention for yourself. You gotta stop listening to everybody else's report and start researching for yourself. That's what my dad always told me. Don't believe what I say, research for yourself. Hey, big rooster, what's going on? You
Hey,
gotta
bro, what's up?
research for yourself,
Hey, big rooster.
because anybody can tell you anything and you'll believe it, and then later on you find out that it absolutely was not true.
True, true. And that's basically what we go by now because everything we hear, you don't see, but you hear it. And they telling us this and telling us that, but that's not what
Right.
really happening. One thing that gets me back in the uh this
Hold
was
on, hold
big.
on. Big Rooster
This
said because they were giving out predatory loans. No, my play sister worked for Countrywide out here in California, and she was telling me how a lot of people, like American people, were calling and asking to be help, so they could save their houses, and Countrywide wouldn't help them, and but they would help the other people. And I'm not prejudiced. I don't want nobody to think that. I'm just talking. So if you feel like it, I apologize in advance. I'm not prejudiced. But she said that they were helping all the people that were non-American. This is from her mouth. She was the agent there. So it may be from different ones, but I'm talking about the one that she worked at out here in California. It all played in the role of them falling apart. It had something to do with what you said too, but they were giving loans to people that took advantage. And like I said, them houses were stripped butt naked. when they went out to look, she had pictures and showed how they took all the fixtures and everything out of the house after they gave them $80,000 of their equity, and they went back to an empty shell. So that's
Mhm.
how it come. And they're not going to ever tell you the truth while they went belly up. They're going to say, oh, it's because of this and it's because of that, because they don't want to look like a fool because they tried to be slick and got played. Nobody ever tells the truth. Not everybody, but you get what I'm saying.
I know I was involved in that Wells Fargo
I can't.
mortgage. I was involved in the Wells Fargo scheme where they put all of us in like balloon mortgages and stuff. And I got caught up in that with my home that I had. Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Oh
so,
wow, that's crazy.
yeah, yeah. hmm So, yeah. But those are the things that and that was my fault. I should have educated myself enough on, hey, they just told me I was getting a house and I was gonna pay it off in 2 years. I mean 20 years, and I didn't do my research, so that was my fault. hmm Yeah, but they put me in a balloon mortgage. I don't know if that's the same thing as a predatory loan.
Well, I know with the balloon one, when you think you finish paying, you
Yeah,
start paying all over.
yeah, and that's what they did.
No,
We got
no, he was
we
he was
got it.
telling he was telling me what I was saying was I mean, what I was saying was the same thing he was saying. So thank you for correcting me on that,
Oh,
Big Rooster.
yeah. So
So
yeah,
what is a balloon? What did you say it was a what called long, Miss April? A balloon?
girl, there was a balloon mortgage where the interest rate went up like my mortgage tripled.
Ooh.
When they tell you you'll pay your, I use my car for example. When I bought my first car, uh, I was supposed to finish pay my car off in, I think it was 3 years. But at the end of that 3 years, they showed me another big payment that I had to start paying. So I really didn't finish paying my car off until 5 years.
Wow.
hmm
That's called that balloon payment. So I really didn't finish paying my car off until 5 years.
Wow.
That's called that balloon payment.
You echoing, Miss April.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be anymore.
yeah,
Sorry about that.
not a
I'm
problem.
trying to copy on these devices and drop everybody's links. But yeah, that was my own fault. But I really wasn't even looking to buy a house.
Well, the thing to
And
it wasn't your fault. Like I said before, it's greed.
hmm
It's greed, and if you sell, I got to use cars for example because I only bought one house and I'm still paying on it now. When you buy a car, they throw in a whole bunch of the car's already made, but they throw in a whole bunch of different charges and everything. And then there's I forgot the name of it, CD or C something, but it's a charge that they make for them actually bringing the car in. That's been paid out all the time, and that's just a charge that they charge you that they can walk away with some money in their pocket. And I've come to realization whenever I buy a car, they'll never get any cash from me. If I'm gonna be paying for this car, I'm gonna pay for the car, but I'm not leaving no cash. I'm not dropping off no money. Oh, you need this much money before we could do such and such. No, because that money that they get goes in their pocket, and you still paying the regular amount for that car.
You mean the down payment goes in their pocket? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
yes,
yeah,
What?
I did find that out. The
that
sales
goes in the
people
pocket.
give it. Yeah,
The
I
folks
didn't
that
even
stole
know
that
that.
car, they splitting it up amongst them and the manager.
I didn't know that.
That's why
That's good information.
whenever I buy a car, I never put any money down.
Hmm. And they say
Yeah.
now since COVID, the interest rates on cars now, like a used car, is really high.
Well, everything's high thanks to COVID and greedy folks. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
my thing is, if COVID's a problem, prices shouldn't be going up. Everything should be going down that the people can
Yep.
actually survive. They don't want folks to survive. So this is why they're doing all this crap. You got people going out and buying all the land and everything so that they can control it. Uh, they putting a whole bunch of different products and food that don't belong in there. We don't need to put
Mm-hmm.
real eggs. Let's put the synthetic egg in there. Let's not. We're not going to use wheat flour. Let's use some grind up plastic. They doing a whole bunch of stuff to kill you. Really,
Make people sick. Yeah, make people
that's it.
sick. And
And
people
Hmm.
wondering why they putting on weight.
being sick means money. And
Yep.
I put it this way: if you got 10 doctors, you might have 2 doctors in there that's actually decent or trying to really do their job of healing somebody or put somebody on the right track. Everybody else, you need this pill, that pill, this pill. You need this pill to take care of that problem, and the problem that pill give you. Here's another pill for that. You're gonna leave out there with 10 or 12 pills, and that's 50 something. You don't have the right insurance. That's 50 something a bottle each time you go. Or if you do
Yeah.
have the insurance gonna make you pay a portion before they pay. It's all about greed.
Yeah.
If
I agree.
if this world worked more on love, we wouldn't have these problems that we have now.
Sure wouldn't. Sure wouldn't.
Yeah, because I'm to the point
That's
now,
crazy.
like, wow. I mean, I'm on 15 pills. I'm not taking no more pills. I'm not letting them cut on me no more. I'm just not doing nothing. Whatever gonna be, it's gonna be. I'm just. I mean, I run to the
Mm-hmm.
doctor.
You
I've
you right about
rubbed a coke, but like, cause it seems like every time I
that.
go now, you finding something. No,
Mm.
uh. And the
Yep.
last time
They find
I
a new
went
way to get
last
money.
week, when I went
Mm.
last week, cause I got a lot of extra tissue from when I had my breast removed, so I get muscle spasms now, which caused me to have a lot of pains and migraines and stuff. So they talking about they want to do like me to do physical therapy. I'll do that, but I'm not taking another pill. I'm not doing nothing else.
Okay,
No.
Right.
why they just can't tell you what you need to do and say when you go home you do it? Why do they have to have somebody in there to watch you to have you do
Money.
it? And then there's
Hmm.
two hundred and
Yeah,
fifty
they want
dollars
me to go to physical therapy.
for
And
Money.
so
for
I'm
for
supposed to
30
be
minutes.
having a physical therapist call me. And I'm like, if they can't come to my house, I'm not I'm not going to no place because Medicare sucks. Medicare sucks. We pay a lot of money for Medicare. There's a
And
difference from Medicare to Medicaid, and Medicare sucks. They only give us three round trip rides a year. I luckily people did a fundraiser when I was going through my treatments. It'll be 2 years this year, and when I had my breast removed, and it's like, no, I'm not getting ready to worry about going to no therapist. I'm not getting ready to take my charge cards up again, paying for transportation to and for. No, they're gonna come to me.
answer this question. We're supposed to be the richest, one of the richest countries on this earth. Why is it that
Us.
other countries, when the people get sick, they go to the doctor and everything. They don't have to worry about insurance. They don't have to worry about all this pain and everything. But here,
Hmm.
you have to have insurance, not one insurance, but two insurance, not two, but three insurance.
Yeah,
Mm.
a
You're paying
supplement for
four.
this, a supplement for that.
Then you got to pay a you got to pay that what's that called, a deductible, whatever that fee that is.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Why we got to do all that? And we're a rich country. We got this, that, and the other. Why we got to do all that? If somebody gets sick, why you just
Greed.
can't go fix them?
Greed.
That's it.
And you know what? You were saying something about the diagnosis and stuff. So my god sister last month, she went to a new doctor because she started a new job. And so he ran a bunch of tests. He told my sister she had tuberculosis, but he didn't start on no treatments. So she feels really sick because she was exhausted and everything, and she felt sick. So she went to emergency ran all kinds of blood tests, and she said, "Oh, by the way, my doctor diagnosed me with tuberculosis." The ER doctor was like, "You don't have tuberculosis. Who told you that? We ran all kinds of tests. There's no signs of tuberculosis in your body." They said, "He not starting you with medicine, is he?" Because they were concerned. She said, "No." They said that should have let you know. They said you need to get rid of him because
Yeah,
if he would have treated her with that medicine and she didn't have it,
she's been worse off.
oh, that would yeah, that probably would have been a bad thing. So she like, I'm getting rid of him. And they do misdiagnose you. They don't know what they're doing. I even had a lung specialist because I deal with asthma. He came in drunk from lunch because he scheduled me at 1 o'clock. So I go in the office and I'm waiting. He comes in, and I should have known something was off when he walked through the door. He kind of, his shoulder kind of hit the wall. And then I'm sitting in your office. I'm asthmatic. He's telling me take long, deep breaths. He's demonstrating how long I should take these deep breaths. And I'm looking at him, and he said, "And hold it." And my mom looked at me, and I looked at my mom. Said, "You a lung specialist, right?" He's like, "Yeah." She said, "Now my daughter got asthma. How is she gonna hold her breath? How is she gonna take long, deep breaths?" She said, "Are you okay? Do you know what you're doing?" We reported him because he was drunk. Because when he walked back, he turned around, he walked back into the wall. I said, "You know what? I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
and
I'm
then
out of here."
they don't want to give you pain medication, but they taking it.
I don't like pain
No,
medication.
no,
I refuse.
they taking it for a different reason.
Yeah,
What? What reason?
Oh, because they want to high.
yeah. Hmm. They don't want to give you pain
Drunk.
medication. I told
Huh?
them, I got pain. Um, I want my pain pills. No.
You,
Give me my pain pill. You not me. How you gonna diagnose and tell me I'm not hurting and I could barely move some days? No.
I
Mm-mm.
Right.
advise this. I advise this. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical. Used to be an EMT, but the thing to it is, you have to get in the books, and you have to, even here on YouTube, YouTube University. You need to find stuff that's natural that will relieve your pain and stuff like that, so that you don't have to be paying all that money. Because everybody wants your money, plain and simple. We're gonna give you this pill, and they're gonna say it's gonna relieve some of your pain. No, I want all my pain relieved, not some of the pain.
What about the side effects?
That's
Your
it.
your knee will stop hurting, but your tongue will swell up.
That's true.
Now you ain't thinking about your knee because you can't breathe.
That's true. Now
Should have been dancing or something. Now I be needing Ben Gay and everything else the next day.
no,
Mm-mm.
the thing to this, you got to try to find stuff that's natural, that you can afford, and that's, hey, something you can grow yourself to make you feel better.
Yeah, that's
Now,
true.
I'd be serious with you. Uh, was that mint leaf and cayenne pepper, all that stuff, grind it up, put a little Vaseline, and rub that on your. I believe that's just as good as Ben Gay. But like I said, I'm not a doctor. You gotta look at this stuff yourself.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Don't do it. Don't do what I say. Research this stuff for yourself.
Oh, I know. I'll research it. I actually, my cousin who passed last year, he's all into the natural stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So,
they say you got to be careful with the natural herbs now. Is that a way to scare
That's
you away
true
from it?
too. You got to know you got to know what you're touching, what you're doing. You got to know about what the doctor doing. You got to know about what you're doing and what you gonna do. You got to study it all.
Okay, okay.
Because now, just another thing, honey is good for a lot of things for your body, but then again, for some people, it's bad for their body. You can use honey inside the body and outside the body.
Okay.
okay.
But like I said, I'm not a doctor. You got to study this stuff
Right.
for yourself.
Well, hey, this is how we learn different things. Cause my parents just took us to the doctor, so I always just took the doctor's word as the gospel. And now I'm finding out, no, I don't need to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that he wasn't preaching. He wasn't teaching the gospel. He was just lying. I want your money, woman. I want your money. I want your money. That's it,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Wow.
I'm
Wow, this has been a learning night.
I'm not gonna keep y'all up no more. I see it's 17 after 11, and I've been up
Oh,
since.
it's after
Oh,
10 here. I'm on Central Standard Time. All these different
I'm
time
still
zones be
early.
killing me.
Yeah, I've been up since
Uh-huh.
I've been up since 4:15 this morning.
It's still early for me, y'all. So
Well,
I'm gonna let y'all
hey,
go.
I'm growing my own garden out here, us in the building. So we
That's a
got
good
our
thing.
garden soil, and it's been raining and cold here. So we supposed to get out there tomorrow. Um, and somebody's supposed to come help us kill the dirt and stuff. And I'm gonna try to lift as much as I can and do as much as I can. And I'm getting ready to get into this, growing my own greens,
That's right.
tomatoes.
That's right.
Hmm.
What you
Because
growing together?
What you mean? What I'm doing?
What are you growing?
Oh, I'm waiting for my gardeners to come and tear up like to flip my stuff so I can start growing some stuff. I'm a country girl. I'm about to
You
try
waiting
to
on
grow
some?
whatever. Huh?
You said you waiting on somebody else.
No, my gardener, cause see, I live in the desert. They gotta like the first layer of dirt is like real hard, like sandy, like so they gotta like flip it so it could be like the soil. So
Okay, so
once they
what
do
stop
that,
you?
then I'll be able to plant.
So what
What?
stop you from getting flower pots, Dixie cups, and you can
I
still
don't
start
want no
growing?
flower pots. I don't want no Dixie cups. I want it in a central location because we got a lot of cats around here and they like to go up and tear up people's stuff. So if I put it where it's supposed to go, I ain't got to worry about them getting in it. And I ain't got to worry about calling on Jesus every day.
Well, if you put some lemongrass and some jalapeno peppers and some onions and stuff like that, them cats won't bother it.
Honey, we talking about stray cats. What is that?
I'm showing the pictures right there. That's where we were at over the weekend.
Okay, okay,
Hmm.
you getting
Yep.
it together,
Yep. So yep.
but you don't.
Hopefully this.
But you don't need to take too long to get that together. You see,
Hmm.
your
Oh no, it's
name,
coming super
your
soon.
na- your name plus getting it together.
No, it's coming
Hmm.
soon. I'm just waiting for them to do the work. I mean, there's nothing you can do when you live like in the desert part. I'm not putting no pots and none of that. I'm not putting that out there. Like I said, them cats, they be, man, I don't know what kind of cats these are. These are like turbo cats. I don't know what to say for them. They tear up everything. They done jumped all on my car, scratched up my car cover. They done scratched up all kinds of stuff. I'm like, oh Jesus help.
Well, I'm not. I've got fruit trees and everything, but as far as my garden, I'm not starting my garden no time soon because I'm revamping my whole backyard.
Okay, so you gonna say
Oh,
something
okay.
about me? What about you now?
Oh, ho, ho! I got
Oh,
trees.
boy, you see his pictures.
I
My
have
God, he
garden. I have a garden and stuff,
I don't care
but
about your trees. I don't care
but
about your. Look at me getting attitude. I don't care about your tree.
I know the avatar is
Jealous.
saying it. The avatar is saying it. It got a big smile on it, but you saying something else.
Oh my god! It was something I was gonna say. Did you guys notice? During the pandemic, I went to every store that would normally have seeds because my friend has like an acre of land and she wanted to start growing. We could not find not one seed. The only thing we found
True.
were flowers. We went from city to city to city to city.
True.
I'm like, are you telling me these folks held up the seeds so people
Yes.
wouldn't be able to grow?
Yes.
Lord Jesus
Oh,
Some
help.
wow.
some big box stores was actually taking the seeds and throw them in the dipsy dumpster, and they gave you just a little time to get what you want, and then the rest of it they start throwing it away and doing all this other crap with it, or they're taking put it in storage and it's not out there anymore. And a lot of people were having problems with it, and all these other people that sell seeds and all that stuff, prices went up on everything still, and some of them
Yep.
prices are still up.
Yep.
Like I
We
said,
couldn't find not one. I mean, we tried everything. All they had was I said, "Who gonna eat flowers?" That's all
hey,
they had. We went from we spent a whole entire day going from nursery to Home Depot to anywhere that was sell seed. There was not a food seed in sight. I would have even planted a jalapeno. It wasn't none of them either.
well, during the pandemic, they had a
Pandemic
plan.
is right.
They had a
Yep,
plan. They want
sure did.
they want to do what they want to do. They're not concerned about the little man. They doing what they doing to give the little man more headaches and frustration. You hear us talk, you don't hear the big folks talking about they ain't got no eggs and can't get no food and can't get this, but the man down at the bottom of the pole, hey, if I want some eggs, I got to pay $20 for a regular carton of eggs. Or
Hmm.
I got to pay such and such. I got to pay excess money that I don't have so I can survive.
Yep.
So my family can survive.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be getting with Miss April because I want to teach people like some survival techniques, some stuff like how to freeze dry your meals and stuff like that without a freeze dryer. So those are some of the things that I want to do, and that way, tell you guys what things to purchase where you can store that stuff for long term instead of because the places where they have freeze dried foods, they went up so high where you
Yes,
can do
yes.
it yourself. Just get yourself a really well insulated cooler and make sure that the top fits well. Get the dry ice, wrap it with some newspaper, and then you get you a tray that'll fit nice inside. Whatever meal you cook, don't overcrowd it, but put it down in there and let that dry ice dry out your food. A hydrator, food hydrator, all your nutritional values will be absolutely gone.
Right.
Freeze dried foods, all your nutritional values will still be there. And all you have to do is put a little bit water in it to bring it back to life. But vegetables will never be the same once you dehydrate or freeze dry. It's not going to work. So I want to
Okay,
get with her and we need to put that together.
okay, together. I want to be there for that one too because I don't have a freeze dryer. I've
Yeah,
got a dehydrator, but I don't have a freeze dryer. So
yeah,
I want
try
to
to
be there
find
for
Oh,
that.
okay.
try to find you a real big styrofoam, styrofoam coolers.
Mm-hmm.
You can get that and use that, and get your dry ice and stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely do that. So when people start, to tell you about the martyr bags and stuff you can order and the little containers, the toilet paper tabs and all that stuff that you can get, because when the pandemic happened, people was rationing toilet paper. With that kind of stuff that I'm talking about, you'll be prepared in case something happened, and it won't just be for no 3 days. You'll be able to survive off of this stuff.
You know what? You know what's so bad about that? Everybody buying a pile of toilet paper and everything. If you take time and wash your behind and wash your washcloth out when you finish, you can keep going. That toilet paper is only going to be used one time.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. But Miss April, I got a crying little puppy, and I
Me
got
too. I'm gonna get out of here. This has been a nice conversation tonight.
Yes, I
Thank you
enjoy
for
you,
coming up
ladies.
here.
thank
Yeah.
you
I,
for coming in, Big Roo.
All right. Yeah. Can I roo roo roo? That was the song. I
Roo
don't know
Roo
if you
Roo.
remember that song. It was by
hey,
Jeffrey Osborne. Remember that
Yes,
song?
yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
I
yeah.
enjoyed you, ladies. Now I'm
All
getting ready to
right.
thank you
go.
for coming up.
I'm getting ready to go
Peace,
watch a
y'all.
little bit myself.
Thank
Okay.
y'all, everybody. Thank you so very much. Hope we
Y'all
all
have
Everybody
right.
have
a
a
good
Me
great
one
night.
and be
Peace and
blessed.
love. Peace and love.
to
April
everybody.
showers. I'm
Have
out.
a good one.
Thank y'all. Okay.
Peace.